Jack Callahan, Fox News. The House voting overwhelmingly to begin debate on a package of military aid bills. More Democrats voted yes than did Republicans, and that puts House Speaker Mike Johnson's grasp on the gavel in jeopardy, as some conservative members are angered that he has put forward what they consider to be Democrat bills. But Speaker Johnson says,
"We'll see what happens. I'm going to do my job. I'm not deterred by threats, and we're going to do the right thing and let the chips fall where they may."
Arizona Republican Congressman Paul Gosar now says he is joining the effort to oust the speaker. Iran's foreign minister says the drone attacks and what he calls the events at Isfahan caused no casualties or material losses last night. Israel has not claimed responsibility for the attack, but the Biden administration says Israel gave the Pentagon advanced warning of the attack. President Biden has just wrapped up a speech to the Electrical Workers Union in Washington. He did not mention the Middle East, but claimed his economic policies are working.
We're doing what always worked best for this country. We're investing in America. It's not complicated. We're investing in Americans, not just America, Americans. Building an economy from the middle out, from the bottom up, not the top down.
The latest Fox News poll finds the president trailing former President Trump on economic issues in several key battleground states. The former president upset with the judge in his New York criminal case.
He says, "Don't gag me." He arrived here this morning very angry at the gag order that he says allows others to speak out about this case while he is not allowed to say a peep. That order was imposed by Judge Juan Merchan against the former president after he repeatedly attacked witnesses, Merchan's daughter, and Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, among others. It prohibits the former president from commenting on jurors, witnesses, court staff, and their families.
Fox's Eric Shawn. They hope to seat 5 alternate jurors today to complete the jury selection process. America is listening to Fox News.
Waiting on a tax return? Hopefully it ends up in your hands. Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Our U.S.-based restoration specialists are experts dedicated to helping solve your identity theft issues. And all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. So we'll reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Help protect your information this tax season with LifeLock. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures a good 20 degrees cooler compared to the last several days, but there's lots of sunshine out there. 62 for the high. Tonight, increasing clouds. Cool it back into the 50s for evening plans. 45 for the low. Saturday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. A cool 58, 38 on Saturday night. Heaters clicking on. Sunday, sunny and 62. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
You know, most people never get to sit down with elected officials and ask them about the important issues. I'm Judge Mike Carter, and that's exactly why I host the news talk program Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter. My goal is to bring those who represent us closer to the people they serve. I ask the questions you would in a no-nonsense manner. That's why we've been able to interview so many top local, state, and federal officials, because as a judge, I offer an unbiased, one-on-one conversation that's hard to find elsewhere these days. Besides serving as judge, I have a journalism degree, which is how the name of the show, Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, evolved. You never know who we'll interview next, from Governor Parson to prosecutors, sports figures to Missouri business leaders. Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, airs on Fox and ABC. You can also watch our past shows at MikeCarter.com, where we ask the questions and let you be the judge.
If you'd like to see more of Judge Mike Carter's interviews on his program, Justice and Journalism, visit MikeCarter.com. That's MikeCarter.com.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing. Learn how. Learn now. Let Del Walmsley and Lifestyles Unlimited's investors and mentors show you. Meet Del's team live in St. Louis 2 days only at the Hilton Frontenac. Saturday and Sunday, April 27th and 28th. Register now at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. That's GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Enter promo code 2024 for a special discount offer. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Code 2024.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-699-1059. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-699-1059. That's 800-699-1059. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Download the free Upside app and earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's promo code GIFT.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
The Pentagon is not officially commenting on any of the reports of explosions that have taken place inside Iran as well as in Syria and Iraq tonight. But a well-placed U.S. military source confirms to me that what appears to be Israeli strikes inside Iran have taken place, but I am told that they are, quote, limited in nature.
Jennifer Griffin for Fox News Channel reporting on strikes that occurred last night from Israel into Iran. And if you managed to seek shelter last night from the wild weather that we endured here in this area, by the time you got out of your basements and into safety, then it was the Middle East that was looking a little dangerous. So I want to get to, I think that was that from last night? That Jennifer Griffin from last night. She's just on reporting on the latest, and a lot of questions have existed around who knew what when, what is the United States role in it, how are we implicated, how did we keep our hands to ourselves? So on Fox News, they're asking these questions like, where did the strike hit? And Fox News confirms that there have been explosions in Iran's Isfahan, I hope I'm saying that right, province, which is where Natanz, one of Iran's nuclear facilities, is located. So there have been explosions in that province. A well-placed military source told Fox News that the strike was limited. That's what we were hearing from Jennifer Griffin. How much damage did the attack cause? That's an obvious question. You wonder if it's a very specific look what we can do kind of attack, or if it's just shock and awe, mass destruction. According to Fox News, following the attack, Iranian state media stated that the nation's atomic sites were, quote, fully safe and had not been struck by the missiles. The International Atomic Energy Agency, a United Nations affiliate watchdog organization, later confirmed, quote, there is no damage to Iran's nuclear sites. There have been no reports of large-scale damage or casualties. Let's listen to Jennifer Griffin right now talking a little bit about the United States and what they knew and when.
The U.S. was given a heads up, not much of a heads up, but they did know in advance, and the U.S. military was not involved in this strike. According to well-placed senior U.S. military sources, the target of the Israeli strike was an Iranian military base in Isfahan near Natanz. It was not the nuclear facilities themselves. The Israelis hit what they intended to strike, I'm told, based on the initial bomb damage assessments. Reports from the Iranians that the explosions were simply the result result of their air defense interceptions? Not true. The targets within this strike included Iranian air defense systems at the airbase, including those used to protect their nearby nuclear facilities. It was a message, I'm told, to the Iranians. We can reach out and touch you. The Russian-made air defense systems were shown to be ineffective, according to this source. There was one target, but multiple strikes within that target, I'm told, i.e. the Iranian military base with its air defense systems. The Israelis used missiles and unmanned aircraft. In other words, no manned aircraft, F-35s or others, were used as part of this strike. One possibility, unconfirmed but being discussed, is that the Israelis used a new unmanned hyperglide vehicle that employs standoff missiles. This is one of the options that the Israelis have within their arsenal. No one from the Pentagon or U.S. military is willing to comment on the record about last night's strikes. They are only willing to say on background that the U.S. was not involved in this unilateral Israeli military operation, and they are hoping now that cooler heads prevail. There is no confirmation that there were targets struck by Israel inside Iraq or Syria, despite reports last night from the region that preceded the strike in Isfahan by just a few minutes. I'm also told that as of now, no Iranian proxies have responded. The next 24 to 48 hours, Sandra, will be crucial in determining whether Iran will feel domestic pressure to respond or whether the supreme leader feels that both sides have made their point. The mood here at the Pentagon, cautiously optimistic that both sides have made their point and do not want to take the next steps on the escalation
Jennifer
ladder.
Griffin reporting from Fox News. That was just within the last 30 minutes that she was giving that very good summation of what happened last night. I'll just be curious to see if everybody across the world goes and puts the same kind of pressure on Iran to let cooler heads prevail, to not retaliate. Okay, you did your thing, they did their thing. All right, everybody calm down. There's a lot of pressure on Israel to do this. I wonder if we will see that same kind of pressure applied to Iran. I hope so. I'm incredibly struck by the protests that are happening around the country, the connection that these protests have to what's going on in the Middle East, and my pretty strong conviction that these protests at the end don't have anything to do with solving the Middle East conflict by way of a Palestinian state that would be recognized. It seems as though the sheer existence of a Palestinian state is based on the eradication of Israel. Like I think it's always been on the Palestinians to agree to a civil way of doing that, and they haven't. See October 7th. Are the Palestinian people and Hamas exactly the same? No, not on the whole, but I don't see the Palestinian people criticizing Hamas. I don't see the protesters, I should say, criticizing Hamas. The side that the protesters are advocating for is the side that Hamas is on. Now, if you want to say that you're not the same, you are adjacent. And if you want a ceasefire, then get the Hamases of the world to stop firing missiles at Israel, to stop crossing into Israel and going into the homes of families and raping them and slitting their throats and streaming the vile, murderous ways that they laugh about as they go through and pillage these towns in Israel. You want a ceasefire, then tell the people who are starting it to cease fire. And if you're not spending your time and effort focusing on getting the people who are starting the fight to stop it, then I just don't believe you. You're disingenuous, which means there's something else out there, which becomes my problem because I'm pretty sure you just hate this country that you're in right now. And I love this country, and I'm not going to sit around and watch this country continue to be destroyed by people who hate it, because the rest of us who sit around and do love this country, who have pretty much, I guess the way to say it, has been polite for a long time, we're getting a little tired of having to sit around and keep our mouths shut so that everybody can have their say and everybody can go out and speak in a way that is disgusted towards this country, and then we're all supposed to just sit and deal with it. When we see protests like we have witnessed in the last week or so across this country, the amount of disruption we're just supposed to accept in our lives, and then we permit it and subsidize it and entertain it while it happens. I go back to what Jim Carafano said, and I'm glad he said it the way he said it. It used to be in the United States of America that when you have law and order, people would say, this is a big enough deal. It rises to the level where I'm going to have to be civilly disobedient and put myself out there to draw attention to a cause that isn't being drawn otherwise. I will protest. I will shut down this road. I will get arrested, and people will know about it because of the disruption I had. Now we're just like, oh, they're protesters. They have a right to shut everything down. They don't. They just don't. And when I look at the cause, because that's what they want, attention for the cause, I don't believe them. I don't believe that what they're demanding in the streets, if they got it, I don't believe they'd be satisfied. There would be a next step. And then after that, there would be a next step. And after that, there would be a next step. And I believe that the process that they're asking this country to go through ends with the destruction of America as we know it. And I'm just not here for it. I'm kind of tired of it. Have you guys seen any of these protesters anywhere? I don't know that I have seen any here in our St. Louis bi-state region.
I've seen a couple people on overpasses on my way home. In Illinois, where 64, I forget the name of the road. It's right before you get to 159. There's a road that goes over, and it's got fencing up and stuff like that. And they're hanging signs off and asking for people to honk to support Palestine. It was maybe 3 or 4 people up there, but that's as close as I've come to seeing a protest pro-Hamas
They
rally.
shut down the bridge, which is maybe before 159, and we can't think of the name of it.
it's like,
hey,
yeah,
stay
3 or
there.
4 people.
Don't do better. You're
Yeah,
doing
no.
just fine.
You're doing great.
Stay on that unnamed road.
Yeah, let's take you from 3 or 4 people down to 1 or 0.
It's not 255, right?
No.
Now, I've seen reports that there have been protests here, but I've not even seen video of those reports. So I've seen nothing.
I've seen
nothing.
the videos in St. Louis.
So I haven't even seen that.
But
so apparently it has happened,
but not in person.
No.
You think they're going to grow?
I don't see them. I don't see it going the opposite way. I don't know that they're going to grow, but I definitely don't think they're going away. This is the cause of the moment for people who love protesting. And like you said, I don't know that most of these people even really know what they're asking or what they're protesting. So I think this is, as long as it's the cause, it's either going to stay like it is or it's going to grow. I don't think it's going to go away.
You think it's going to go away? You think it's going to grow?
No, I think it's going to be about what it is. I really think it depends on what the Biden administration does. If they see they're getting traction, they might become more prevalent, but I don't know that they'll be bigger or anything like that.
What would you say the Biden administration is doing? How would you define that?
Pandering.
Because I think what they're doing is as much of nothing as they possibly can. The most inaction, the longer that they can take that inaction, the better chance that they have for not. It's not about really pleasing these people who are supporters of your party. It's about pissing off the least amount of people possible. The consequences are just dabbling in World War III. That's all.
Yeah, this one, it's actually all of their foreign policies, not just here. It is always the flow of water. It is the path of least resistance. It's just going to go wherever the route kind of goes. It's not really going to stand for anything. It's going to move with the moment. And that is exactly what we've seen since October 7th with Israel, is that they've just taken the path of whatever I need to say at the moment is what I'm going to say.
Well, it's not even just that, though, because they're saying both things at once. I don't think it's about just making the person who's in front of you happy in that moment. I think that they are trying to actually, again, going back to what Jim Carafano said on this show, and I know he was on with Mark Cox this morning as well, but being able to look people straight in the eye and say, we've been clear on this. Their favorite phrase. We've been clear on this. We've said this. We've said that. We've said this. We've said that. And then you go into the next room with the different donors and you say, we did this and we did that, and ironclad. That's gonna be his Avenger name. Ironclad. Clad of iron, probably the way he would say it.
Pudding man.
But when you can go out there and say to people or put together a quick video or put together a tweet or something like that, and you can honestly say, I've been clear on this. I have said blah, 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 blah. And at the same time say, I've been clear on this. We've done all of these things. They are saying and doing very different things at the same time. And it's all political. The question is, what happens should Joe Biden get reelected? You know, I know in the United States of America, there is a huge fork in the road in November for us. But the world is going to continue on spinning on its axis the way it's been going and going and going. And if we decide to go the Joe Biden route after the election this November, what does he do then? What does the man do? What does the party do? What do the people running this administration do when they don't have a reelection in front of them? And they do have people in their party who want very different things. Who do they appease? And how do they appease them? And how do they protect this country? It's very clear to me that they're not interested in protecting this country. See the southern border. It's hard for me to look at the two leading candidates in this race and not feel pretty dramatically about the enthusiasm that exists for Donald Trump and the complete and total apathy at best for Joe Biden. I am looking at realclearpolling.com. The general election, Trump versus Biden versus Kennedy versus West versus Stein. Trump 42.5%, Biden 40.8%. Kennedy pulls 7.9%. And it's worth noting that Cornel West pulls 1.4%. If you add that 1.4% for West to Joe Biden, you're going to get 42.2%, which is 0.3% less than Donald Trump. That's just Cornel West. Add in Jill Stein's 0.9. Well, there you have it. These extra candidates in the race are making a huge difference, even with little numbers. But 42.5% of the general survey with all of those people in there has Trump at plus 1.7. And Joe Biden, disapproval rate, 55.9%. How do they pull off 80 million votes again this year? How does Donald Trump go into Harlem and get people yelling, "We love you, Trump," and chanting 4 more years? And Joe Biden goes to, what was it, a Wawa, and it's so orchestrated, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. We're going to ask Joe DeVito about that when we come back. He's a writer, comedian, and a regular panelist on Fox News' Gutfeld. And we're going to ask him about the attention, the excitement, the lack of excitement that exists for these two leading candidates. Go to Joe DeVito Comedy on Twitter and joedevito.com. Learn more about him. We love when he comes to join us on the show. Makes us laugh. It's a Friday. We should be laughing anyway. Let's get him on the show here in just a minute. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Waiting in the wings of a bad play where the heroes are right. Nobody thinks or expects too much. Hollywood's calling for the movie rights, singing, "Hey, baby, let's keep in touch. Hey, baby, let's keep in touch." But I want more than a touch. I want you to reach me and show me all the things no one else can see. So watch out there, because mine as well. And soon if we're lucky, we'd be unable to tell what's yours and mine.
Stewart's American Mortgage and the Bagel Loan are 314-324-4440. Had a friend text me just yesterday, "Who's your mortgage guy? What's that number again?" And I know it by heart, and I want you to learn it too for when you need to find the best situation for your mortgage or your refinance. 314-324-4440. If you're somebody who does own a lot of properties and you do have mortgages out on there, make sure that you get the best rate and you're not overpaying for your monthly payment on your mortgage because that rate is sky high. They've come down a little bit in the last, I think it's like 18 months or possibly 2 years. When it doesn't cost you anything to do the refinance, why would you wait? If you reach out to Stewie and you know that the rates right now are lower than they were when you first got your loan, you talk to him about the bagel loan, you don't pay any closing costs with the bagel loan that is only available at Stewart's American Mortgage. Call them at 314-324-4440. That's 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
When is your next company meeting? Let Grill Master Tony take care of the cooking, and you might be in the running for Employee of the Month. You will love what Tony Stone is doing. Mark Cox here. He can do a lunch buffet for you, or he can deliver box lunches with meat and sides and cookies in there, signature brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken. His baby back ribs are outstanding, and you can order it all online right now at grillmastertony.com.
Did you know you can unlock the equity from your current home and stay in it while you find your next home or while your new home's being built? Mark Cox here for my friend Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, St. Louis real estate expert. She can do that for you. Here's a problem many home sellers find themselves in. I want to sell my home, but where will I move? Plus, I need the funds for my current home to go purchase our next home. Gloria understands this. That's why she created her Sell and Stay program, which allows you to sell your home, get the cash, and stay in the home for up to 12 months. I love Gloria Liu because she thinks of every dilemma a home seller could go through and provides a guaranteed solution. If you need the cash from your current home to buy your next home, here's my recommendation. Call the only agent I trust, Gloria Liu, and ask her about her Sell and Stay program, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
It's the final days of Diamonds Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Keep the air you're paying to heat where it should be with 15% off attic insulation. For a free estimate on attic insulation, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Patriot Training Foundation trains law enforcement and military at the region's top facility free of charge. Kim Sainanj here. We're raising awareness for the Patriot Training Foundation's mission to serve those who serve our nation. Visit 971talk.com/care to learn more.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
This is the Annie Fry Show.
I am one of those.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays
what's
tricks
going to happen
on me.
is we're going to end up doing so well. We're way ahead in the polls against Biden. Biden has destroyed our country. Look, Biden is the worst president in the history of our country. Worse than Jimmy Carter by a long shot. Jimmy Carter's happy because he's had a brilliant presidency compared to Biden. He's destroyed our country between the borders and everything else. He has destroyed our country. Not only that, wars are breaking out all over the world. We'll end up with this foolish person, this person that doesn't act. We're going to end up in a World War III. So we have to get rid of Biden.
Yeah, we're going to end up in World War III, President Trump says, in Harlem, surrounded by people chanting, "We love Trump." Let's go to Joe Biden at Wawa.
I'm just going to order a milkshake.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
You did it right there.
I think they want to do that with
That's just a lot of mumbling and milkshakes, which is ice cream, which is what he's, if you're going to do something, just go all in and do it right. Is there a comparison that is relevant to the campaign season we're in based on the very produced stop at this Wawa from Joe Biden ordering milkshakes once again comparative to Donald Trump going all over New York City? Well, we figured we asked somebody who knows a little bit about New York City. Joe DeVito back on the show with us. He's a writer and a comedian and a regular panelist on Fox News' Gutfeld. You can check him out at joedevito.com. Welcome back to the show, Joe. It's good to have you here.
Hi, Annie. Always good to hear from you guys.
Thank you so much. I wonder, when you watch the video of Donald Trump in Harlem, does that look manufactured to you at all? You know a little bit about television production and everything. Does it look real or does it look produced?
That's as real as it gets. And when it showed him the good contrast between the bodega and the Wawa for people outside the New York area. If you don't know what a bodega is, in New York City, it's like a deli, but there are cats sleeping on the bread.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a second. I could look out my window. We might have some of those in St. Louis. Just call them something different.
Yeah, that's the baked goods are like the Tempur-Pedic of the feline world. So that's how you know you're in a bodega. They also have a lot of you go to Goodwin, there's a lot of Goya products with dust on them.
Goya.
That no one has purchased in a long time. So, yeah. I looked at this, that Trump is just so funny off the cuff. And there's Joe Biden. Now he's getting lost indoors. Hey, it was one thing when he was wandering around outside the building, but now he's actually in a contained environment. He's turning into the Where's Waldo of presidents, where we gotta get him a hat. Have to follow. Oh, hell! Now we just have to follow a trail of dribbled dairy products.
Did you see the video? You were able to watch the video at the Wawa? I assume there was a video that was released that was like before Joe Biden got into the Wawa, and the guys up there is like, this is how this is gonna go. And then they start saying, he's going to come over here, he's going to order this, and he's going to take care of the tip. I'm like, of course he's going to take care of the tip. I don't think that it's unrealistic for stuff like that to happen. That happens a lot, especially in political campaigns. But there has to be a real difference between those crowds of people in Harlem around Donald Trump. There has to be something motivating their support for this guy, because you could show up to see the spectacle that is Donald Trump. It doesn't break out into the national anthem 4 more years and We Love Trump without it being at least a little genuine.
Of course. Well, it shows you that is an organic response. And yeah, you're right. A politician or a president goes anywhere in public. There's a certain amount of orchestration that goes on. But when we're talking about Joe Biden's a little bit different. I mean, yeah, of course he's going to take care of the tip. For him, leaving a tip means, his fingers fall off because he had leprosy back in the pyramid days. So,
in the cannibal days?
Yeah. I'm sitting at Fox working on the Gutfeld show, and we look up at the monitor, and it just says on the Chiron, Biden says his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
You're like, Gutfeld's right in the Chirons. How did this even happen?
What made us laugh the hardest was whoever in the production department, they threw that one little exclamation point at the end of it, as if that weren't enough of a headline. I mean, this is
with emphasis.
This is where I tried to make this distinction when Trump was running against Hillary, was that Hillary was a liar and Trump was a BSer. And there really is a difference. It's not just trying to split hairs in that Trump exaggerates. He blows things up. He promotes. He's got that P.T. Barnum aspect to him. But with Biden, the things that he lays claim to, like, I really would hate to be trying to manage him, where he goes off like the idea that he would say, my uncle fell out of a plane and was eaten by cannibals in New Guinea.
Hard to spin.
I can't even imagine, like, Karine Jean-Pierre, I like to think that maybe she naturally has straight hair, and just the job has done that to her from the trauma inside her brain needing to get expressed.
We're speaking with Joe DeVito. Of course, you know him as a regular panelist on Fox News Gutfeld. He's a writer and comedian as well. He is coming to the streets of St. Charles, June 27th through 29th, and tickets are on sale right now at St. Louis Funny Bone, stlouisfunnybone.com. So go get your tickets. I wanted to ask you about this. I just hear like the Lee Zeldins of the world kind of wink, wink, only need 30% of New York City in order to turn New York red. Is that crazy talk? Is there any possibility that happens?
It's a tough one to pull off because, it's one of the things living in New York that I've always been able to treat myself to the ability to vote my conscience, because I know that my vote is probably not going to tip an election, so I don't have to sweat that out, unfortunately. It would be wonderful if it happened. I would love to be surprised in that way. But this is why I feel like New York State and California need to be split, because the urban centers are so completely different from the other parts of the state. And in New York, we saw that, especially with Zeldin. When you went upstate, of course people were in favor of that, because, and this is a theory I have, I think it's people who don't drive have a problem understanding cause and effect. Because when you drive, you have to buy car insurance.
Yeah.
And when you get car insurance, if you're a bad driver, you pay more. And if you're a good driver, they cut you a break. So you can see the difference between, if I act like a moron and cause a lot of trouble, it's going to cost me. But if you live in a city where all these services are provided for you, you don't see that connection like that. I think we should do, like I said, the same with California. Northern California, they don't want to be like LA. They don't even want to be like San Francisco, because they've seen what happens when you put these dopes from government in charge. It's always a train wreck.
Yeah, that's very accurate. I live across the river from St. Louis in Illinois, and we have the Chicago effect on a very, very red state. Governors win the governor's seat by winning maybe one county, maybe 2 or 3 tops. Going to Chicago right now, there's been a lot of upheaval with the reaction to the Blue City, Mayor Brandon Johnson there, his policies towards welcoming migrants in, taking taxpayer dollars away from the communities that need them, and funneling them over to migrants that they've invited to come to their sanctuary city. This does make people angry, and people do react to anger differently. We've got protesters all over the country right now protesting different things, but certainly the leftist policies, but from the left. What do you make of the 2024 political climate and protesting taking place in the United States today?
It's one of those things I'll call shocking but not surprising, because this is what happens when you indulge people. Again, the removal of consequences from bad behavior, just as we punish people now for good behavior. If you're a person who paid your bills and saved, they're really sticking it to you now. And if you're a person who likes to live as if there's no consequences for your actions, you can get away with it. I do like to see that they're going in and arresting these people who cause civil disturbances, because that is not the same as the protesting that's protected under the First Amendment. And the people who are complaining now, I don't remember seeing that. They're the same people that if you refer to a person shaving his beard in the women's locker room by the wrong pronoun, they go berserk. They want to throw you in jail. But if you're someone chanting death to the United States, death to Israel, you're supposed to just say, well, kids these days. It's crazy, and I hate to say it, it's going to require drastic measures because we let things get this far. And that is going to be a real bummer.
What do you think about people who are shutting down the Golden Gate Bridge and, completely disrupting the natural order of things, obviously to get attention to an issue? What's your recommendation for how to handle those folks?
Well, legally, I can't tell you what I wish people would do, but I'll give you a hint. You'd have to hit a car wash after. This is to give you the example of in California, blocking someone from getting somewhere, that is legally a form of kidnapping. If you prevent someone from going about their business, you can't just say, oh, well, we're expressing ourselves. It's like this saying that someone's right to throw a punch ends at someone else's nose. And this idea that you can behave like that, it really goes to show, as much as they try to demonize the right, we're the good guys because we've allowed this to happen. Because we're decent people. We want people to express themselves. We believe in the freedoms of the Constitution and the First Amendment. You can't even wear a red hat near any sort of leftist gathering without getting violently attacked.
Triggering.
So, it's unfortunate that this is kind of the price you pay for upholding what it takes to live in a free society. But people can only be pushed too far, and I will I will legally excuse myself from pushing that any further.
That's a good piece of self-advice there. JoeDeVito.com is the website. A reminder, he's joining us at the Streets of St. Charles. You can get your tickets right now. June 27th through 29th is the event. STLewisFunnyBone.com. Let's pack the house for Joe DeVito, and welcome to St. Louis. We do a YouTube poll every day. This one has nothing to do with politics, and I don't know that we prepped you for this, so I just need your immediate visceral reaction. Today's is orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
Oh, and there's no some pulp to come in.
You got. So I think some pulp is pulp.
It's true. I just want to make sure there wasn't the choice of some pulp trying to Robert Kennedy its way into the election here.
No, we think it's pretty much a two situation race here on the orange juice question. Are you a some pulp guy? So you're a pulp guy?
You know, it's one of those things where it's almost like when you order, when you get food on an airplane and there's grill marks on the meat, and you think, yeah, there's not a grill on here. It's one of those things to fool you into thinking that, yeah, unless you're flying Spirit, then they just have it out on the wing somehow. But I'm going to have to say, I'm going to go with no pulp because I know that they made the orange juice, and then they went and you can't back pulp it. Right? That's not the real pulp that was in there. But I don't drink orange juice because I'm trying to watch my sugar. Although, if I knew we were this close to World War III, I probably wouldn't have watched my carbs all these years.
Yeah, you make a good point. I like how you have taken a very innocuous question about pulp or no pulp in orange juice and managed to find a conspiracy theory about the pulp in this. That is perfectly placed. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm not going to let Big Pulp tell me what to vote on.
Big Pulp. All right.
Those pulpocrats.
Joe, thank you for being with us. We look forward to seeing you here in the summer, June 27th to 29th at the Streets of St. Charles. Good to talk to you again.
Right on. I'll see you guys soon.
Sounds good. Take care. Joe DeVito, writer, comedian, regular panelist on Fox News' Gutfeld. You can go to stlewisfunnybone.com, get your tickets. This is a great night out with friends, with your significant other, with the girls or the guys, whatever it is. Go enjoy a comedy show. You're listening and you're like, Annie, that's not something I normally do. Go. You will enjoy it. You will be surprised at how refreshing it is to go invest in it's like a small, intimate room. You are hearing from somebody who you've watched on television, has made you laugh on television before, and you're just going to sit in a room and laugh for a couple hours. It's great for the soul. Go to JoeDeVito.com to learn more. Let's take a quick break. Be or not the Bee with Ryan Wiggins in just a minute. So one of our favorite segments that we do on the show. You can weigh in with us if the headlines Ryan's about to give us are from the Bee or they are not the Bee. They're real headlines. We'll find out when we come back. Don't go away.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Air Comfort Service online at aircomfortservice.com. It is cold outside today. It's going to be cold this weekend. I think it's going to be, oh gosh, you guys, I have a track meet on Saturday morning. I'm not excited about it. It's cold. I did not order the cold weather. If you are confused on what to do with your heater or your furnace or your air conditioner, that's just spring in St. Louis. But if you've noticed that one of them isn't working the way that it needed you to in order to get that house in the comfort zone that you were used to, it's not able to transition back and forth, have them come out and do a tune-up. Have them come out and do a service check. You can get maintenance plans that you can pay for monthly that keep your HVAC system in tip-top shape, help you avoid those costly repairs that can sneak up on you if you're like, furnace filter, I have a furnace filter? Yeah, you need to change the furnace filter. They'll keep you up on those things and give you the peace of mind that you're not going to have this big expense come out of nowhere because you didn't do the maintenance that you didn't really know you had to do. Reach out to Air Comfort Service at 314-513-0091. Tell them the Annie Fry Show sent you and get those maintenance checks set up today. AirComfortService.com.
Traffic law counselors is where we go when the police hassle us. Go to 45bucks.com.
This is Mike Carter, founder of 45bucks.com, or as you know it, Traffic Law Counselors. And right now, around tax time, we know folks are taking care of issues that they may have been putting off for a while. Maybe a driving while suspended or a warrant, things that you may have been worrying about for a little while. And we specialize in keeping folks' records clean. They come to us on a Monday, they can't drive, and by the end of that week on a Friday, we've got them back in the driver's seat driving legally. quickly, and that's very gratifying. And God forbid you're wrestling with something like a DWI, you can go to DWISTL.com. We got 10 paralegals and attorneys that are working on those cases nonstop, and depositions, trials, hearings, and we can put that to work for you as well. In fact, it's the enduring success of traffic law counselors that has enabled us to be the preeminent DWI attorneys in St. Louis at DWISTL.com. So now you know, if you have a traffic matter, it's $45bucks.com. If you've got a DWI issue, it's DWISTL.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Guys, you know summer is just around the corner. Get yourself in shape now. Let my friends at Victory Men's Health help you. Mark Cox here. You know Victory is offering semaglutide, approved by the FDA for overweight adults. It's a game changer. On average, people are losing up to 15% of their body weight. Be sure and visit my friends at Victory Men's Health in Wing Haven, their newest location in Sunset Hills. They're also in Town and Country and in O'Fallon, Illinois. Go online today. Tell them you heard Mark Cox talking about it. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
We have a real divider of people here. I see the chat moving in a direction. I'd like to know what you think about this, and of course leave a comment because that's how I'm kind of gauging it right now. The question is, orange juice, pulp or no pulp? It is definitely a Friday on the Annie Fry Show. It's the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll. Let us know what you think. 1246, this time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
97.1 FM Talk. You're here because everybody needs an oasis. St. Louis's home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show. The Bee or Not the Bee.
Hooray!
Hooray, everyone. Thank you. This is the Bee or Not the Bee, which means that I have
Were
stories.
you non-committal on where you were going with that?
Yeah, I never know where I'm going with anything.
Yeah, it sounded like
Hello.
like refined old man trucker.
Yeah.
Not that the truckers out there are not the most refined people I've ever met.
Usually they're not British aristocrats.
Yeah, but they probably drive trucks in Britain too.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, but they talk like Americans.
Yes. 10-4, good buddy. Heading over to Williamshire.
You must be a trucker.
Williamshire.
All right, these are stories that are from the Babylon Bee, and
Wouldn't
some
it be
of them.
so funny if truckers and everywhere else still talk
That's just like the vernacular.
breaker.
No matter where you
Yeah,
go.
yes.
Hey, we're over here in Sweden. We're going to avoid this fjord right over here. Got some ice sticking out. That's just trucker talk, though.
That's a good trucker advice. Avoid the
Avoid the
fjord.
fjords. yeah. It's something you got to get on the radio to say. You know, hey, don't fall off the cliff into the water.
You guys seen this thing over here?
Yeah.
I'm going to avoid it. You should
Yeah.
too.
The fjords of the Midwest.
Yeah. Up here in Norwegia.
Excuse me, sir. Those are called bluffs.
All right. Once again, these are stories that are either from the Babylon Bee, which is a satire news website, or they're real. I'm going to read the headline. You got to tell me which one you think it is, real or satire. Here we go. Hillary Clinton condemns Trump for paying hush money to political liabilities instead of just killing them. Yeah.
I've seen this one, and I was hoping you would.
It was the best one.
Yeah.
I had to lead with it.
Go for
Hillary Clinton condemned political rival Donald Trump during the former president's campaign finance trial this week for paying out money to keep detractors quiet instead of just offing them in a kayak accident or a donut choking accident or 4 shotgun rounds to the back of the head accident.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Being a grandmother myself, I know how busy things can get with family, work, and life.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of grandma.
Yeah. The temptation to just pay money to make things go away can creep up, Clinton continued. But the only way to completely ensure those loose lips won't sink your ship is to sink their paddleboard, if you get my drift. That is indeed satire.
I won't say. You guys agree?
Yeah.
B?
Oh, yeah. That's definitely the
Oh, yeah. We didn't go around the room.
No, I just did it.
Yeah. Thank you.
As soon as you start saying, I'm like, yes.
That was one of the bigger ones this week. Every now and then one kind of cuts through, and people have seen it even outside of the website.
I
And
try
thought
not
that one was.
to read the articles and stuff. If I see a headline, and I don't send them to you because I know if I send them to you, you're probably not going to use it. So I just see stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if that's going to be on there. But I don't read the articles because I want to hear them for the first time on the show.
There you go. That one was satire. Let me know what you think about this one. NPR says they always strive to feature a broad range of opinions from slightly communist to very communist.
I'm going B.
Yeah, me too.
It is the B. NPR, but there's always truth, right? NPR CEO Catherine Marr stated, quote, "We will continue to hold true to our North Star, diversity of views within the very broad progressive spectrum that covers a wide range of communist opinions."
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's a good quote. All right, next one. Justice Department investigation finds it had no bias in targeting Catholic extremists.
I think this is real.
Real.
Yeah, real.
It is real. Yeah, we've investigated ourselves and found ourselves to be fine. What characterizes a radicalized Catholic, according to the FBI? The article states that some traits include preferring listening to Mass in Latin, the view that there's only one road to heaven, abortion is sinful, and LGBTQ lifestyles are as well. FBI Director Chris Wray said the investigation into Catholics was merely a trivial issue from one office of the FBI, but that is a lie that was swiftly shot down by the House Judiciary Committee, because they said, quote, subpoenaed documents reveal that the FBI Richmond field office, which is one they said was just kind of lone wolfing, coordinated with multiple other field offices around the country to produce a memo targeting traditional Catholics as domestic terrorists.
So what were the 3 things again? Latin Mass?
There was a few.
Abortion is sin.
Abortion. There's only one road to heaven. LGBTQ lifestyles.
I mean, that just sounds like regular Catholics. I mean, except for the Latin Mass. I know that's an extra thing, but for the most part.
I don't know that Catholics would think it's an extra thing.
Well, I know that there are Latin Masses and that there are non-Latin Masses. And I know that there's a sect within the Catholic Church that is very much like all Mass should be in Latin.
Sure. But I think that all Catholics probably understand and know that that is, like, I don't think that the ones who don't participate in Latin Mass are like, no Latin Mass.
Yeah, that's terrible.
No.
Yeah. So I think it's a matter of maybe internal preference that Catholics believe that they should have internally.
Sure.
Able to have a decision or choice. And like denominations, depending on how confessional you are, might have a little bit of give and take. Other denominations are a free-for-all. You wouldn't know that they belong to the same denomination going church to church. But I think that it's unbelievable that the Justice Department, they're not blind to it. They know what they're doing. They can get away with explaining this away because no one's going to hold them accountable.
Yeah, exactly. So good on the House Judiciary Committee for following up on that. I'm glad that they did. Next story, new Biden diet sweeps nation. Pay the same amount of money but eat 50% less food. One more time. The new Biden diet sweeps nation.
What do you think, Leah?
Pay the same amount of money, but eat 50% less food.
I'll say B.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Leah on this one. That's a B article.
I think it's a B because it's named Biden, but I bet people are doing it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a choice.
I'll read the article to you. Experts say the ultimate strength of the Biden diet is its simplicity. Quote, you don't really have to do anything special to participate. You just go to the grocery store and buy as much food as you can afford, and soon all those extra pounds just start melting away. Connecticut mother Denise Martelli said her whole family is having success on the Biden diet. Quote, we're spending the same amount of money on groceries each week, but my husband and I have each lost 10 pounds.
Good for you.
There you go. All right, next one.
4 more years. 4
Reporter,
less pounds.
reporter robbed at Oakland In-N-Out Burger while filming story about robberies.
Oh,
I'll say real.
I think it's real.
Probably real.
It is real.
Is it In-N-Out closing there though?
He was at the store that's closing.
Yeah, but it's
reporting.
closing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the first. Benny Johnson is his name. He's filming a bit.
Benny Johnson.
Benny Johnson, yeah. Was filming a bit on literally the only In-N-Out ever to close down because of crime, and while filming the story, got robbed at that In-N-Out. Oh my gosh. That is a real story. Next one, flight attendant on a Boeing gives presentation on what to do in the unlikely event of a safe landing.
Let's go, B.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Quote, in the unlikely event that our plane makes it to Atlanta in one piece, here is what we will do, Kimberly began. The pilot will taxi the aircraft to a terminal. Once the aircraft comes to a complete stop, the seatbelt light will turn off, and then we can each unbuckle our seatbelt.
Do they explain how to deplane? Like wait for the person in front of you and be patient? And...
Yeah, I will tell you that basically the entire article was explaining normal airport procedures.
Yeah.
Like that was it.
We need them to be more normal. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Brad walk us through what I missed over the course of this week. There's always a lot of sound that we pull that I don't get to, and so Brad gets to take us through some of the things that he liked the most. Join us on the Annie Fry YouTube channel, and you can vote in our very important YouTube poll. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp? I mean, if you love Donald Trump, you should vote in this poll, right? We need to go see what you think. You can leave a comment. I don't really know what that comment would look like. Expound on whether you like pulp or not. It's all there on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. You know, as an attorney, I make my way across the great state of Missouri on a pretty regular basis. And from the rivers to the lakes and the Ozark Mountains, it's really just a pleasure to travel across the great state of Missouri. And, you know, not to mention, we have the best sports team and the best cities and the friendliest small towns in America, it seems like. And Carter Law Offices wants to make sure Missouri's story gets out far and wide about our excellent business climate, our exceptional workforce. You'll hear more from me soon, Mike Carter.
Visit MikeCarter.com to see Mike's interviews with all of Missouri's elected leaders.
Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. You know, as an attorney, I make my way across the great state of Missouri on a pretty regular basis. And from the rivers to the lakes and the Ozark Mountains and the richest farmland around, it's really just a pleasure to travel across the great state of Missouri. And, you know, not to mention, we have the best sports team and the best cities and the friendliest small towns in America, it seems like. And Carter Law Offices wants to make sure Missouri's story gets out far and wide about our excellent business climate, our exceptional workforce. You'll hear more from me soon, Mike Carter.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm embarrassed to say this. I've been using deodorant on my armpits for 30 years, and anytime I noticed odor anywhere else, I thought I needed another shower, I wasn't clean, or I felt like there was something wrong with me. And then my gynecologist told me about Lumi. It's a whole body deodorant for pits, feet, and privates that controls odor anywhere and everywhere on your body. Since Lumi, I never have to worry about body odor ever again, anywhere on my body. And that reassurance is worth every penny.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 555, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 555 for 15% off your first purchase. With over 200,000 five-star reviews, I am so sure you're going to love it. Or return it for free with Lumi's 60-day money-back guarantee. That's LUMEdeodorant.com, code 555 to save 15% today.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Intent on de-escalation. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Secretary of State Blinken at the G7 summit saying the U.S. did not take part in the strike on Iran.
Our focus has been on, of course, making sure that Israel can effectively defend itself, but also de-escalating tensions, avoiding conflict, and that remains our focus.
That's the only on-the-record comment from the administration, but Fox's Jennifer Griffin reports from the Pentagon.
The Israelis hit what they intended to strike, I'm told, based on the initial bomb damage assessments. It was a message, I'm told, to the Iranians. We can reach out and touch you.
Iran claims its air defenses shot down the incoming drones, but the source says Iranian air defenses were ineffective. The House will consider a package of military aid bills for Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan tomorrow after a procedural vote today to begin debate.
The House crossed the procedural hurdle to tee up debate on the aid package, the foreign aid package for tomorrow. The vote 316 to 94. An astonishing 165 Democrats voted yes on the test vote, compared to just 151 Republicans. This is the first time since 1964 that the minority party has helped the majority pass a rule. Democrats are running the show in the House, and that ticks off conservatives.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. Arizona Republican Congressman Paul Gosar says he'll co-sponsor a motion to vacate the Speaker's chair. House Speaker Johnson says he'll let the chips fall where they may. A full jury is now seated to hear President Trump's business records trial in New York City. Opening arguments Monday, but drama moments ago in the protest area outside the courthouse.
A man has set himself on fire. They have put jackets over him. They're now putting fire extinguishers to extinguish the fire.
Fox's Eric Shawn reports that man was moving his arms as paramedics loaded him into an ambulance. America is listening to Fox News.
Waiting on a tax return? Hopefully it ends up in your hands. Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Our U.S.-based restoration specialists are experts dedicated to helping solve your identity theft issues. And all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. So we'll reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Help protect your information this tax season with LifeLock. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures a good 20 degrees cooler compared to the last several days, but there's lots of sunshine out there. 62 for the high. Tonight, increasing clouds. Cool it back into the 50s for evening plans. 45 for the low. Saturday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. A cool 58, 38 on Saturday night. Heaters clicking on. Sunday, sunny and 62. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
We're here to help you get registered to vote, whether you're in Missouri or Illinois. Democracy 2024 on 97.1 FM Talk. If you need help getting registered, go to 971talk.com/vote.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation. Because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Land Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Land Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Land Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Now is a great time to act on that big spring or summer project you're planning in the backyard with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Mark Cox here. Call Chesterfield Fence and Deck, mention my name, and receive 20% off an installed outdoor project for the entire month of April. Take advantage of this. You're going to love Chesterfield Fence. They've been around 56 years under the same ownership, and it's the sign you have the very best because they take such pride in what they do. They encourage you to visit their showroom. It's in Chesterfield Valley off 109. They have beautiful displays down there of their fences, their decks, the different options you have with cedar or vinyl. They've also got their pergolas, their sunrooms, their screen rooms, and their patios. They also give you free in-home estimates and free project design. You can't beat that. They are a Better Business Bureau Torch Award winner. Call them at 636-532-4054 or visit them online at chesterfieldfence.com.
Do you want to recycle your electronics and important paper documents at a low cost? Then come this Saturday to the Phoenix Solutions Earth Day Recycling event and food drive at Shrewsbury City Hall. So stop by with your electronics, documents, and your canned food donations, which help Operation Food Search feed 200,000 people every month. For more information, go to phoenix-solutions.tech, and we'll see you there this Saturday, April 20th from 9 a.m. to noon at Shrewsbury City Hall. This event is made possible by grant funding from the St. Louis Jefferson Solid Waste Management District.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you've been hurt on the job, you need the best. Onder Law. Hurt on the job? Call Onder Law today for a free review at 314 or 618-9000000.
The Lifestyles Unlimited team of real estate investing mentors and educators want to meet you. Learn to retire in 5 years or less. In St. Louis, 2 days only, April 27th and 28th. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Promo code 2024.
The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Just got done speaking in the last hour with Joe DeVito. Always fun to have a conversation with Joe or any of the fun comedians that we get to talk to from Gutfeld. If you missed that, you can check it on the Annie Fry Show podcast. We're going to do Ask Us Anything here in the next segment, so a little less than 20 minutes. So if you've ever wanted to ask us a question, you can go to the Annie Fry YouTube channel and just leave a comment in the live chat right now, and we will filter in some of your questions to the next segment. You can also vote in today's ever-present, ever-important YouTube live chat poll: orange juice, pulp, or no pulp. A couple reactions here that we have gotten from all of you. RSG said, the best orange juice is the kind you have to chew. Orange, you glad it's all pulp. Thank you. Mike G said, pulp. Otherwise, it's Pulp Fiction.
That's funny, too. I mean,
they're trying to bring the show quality up a little bit.
Yeah.
STLSTG said, no pulp, gross. I don't want to chew my drink. So we have some conflict. Love to know what you think about it. Go weigh in on the Annie Fry YouTube live chat.
What did I miss?
What did I miss?
All right, Annie, I've got some clips here I want to share with you and our listening audience. It's just stuff you missed. So first clip I want to talk about is Sean Hannity. And
let's listen in here.
I don't think Donald Trump's going to like this, but maybe, just maybe, Governor Huckabee, maybe the fact that Joe is on the campaign trail and Donald Trump has to sit in that courtroom because some people get upset when he actually talks or speaks his mind, maybe that'll work to his advantage in the end because Joe makes a fool of himself every day.
Why is Trump not going to like that?
Because he's saying don't go out on the campaign trail and just be quiet and let Joe ruin it. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the reverse basement strategy?
You mean like no Harlem bodega stuff?
No. He's like not out doing what do they call them, rallies and whatnot. I've heard other people say this too. It's like maybe this will work to his advantage because he'll have less time to say something that the media can spin.
I just think that the closer he is to actual people in situations that exist in other people's real life, not in some, and I've been to two, I've been to one Trump rally and I've been to a different Trump event. The one that I went to in Granite City was more of an event. If it was open to the public, I mean, I don't know. The other one, I guess you still had to get admission. But that is, there's a literal stage. It is staged. There's an order of events and everything. When you pop into a bodega in Harlem, you're going to get what you get. And you don't know that it's going to be something that's going to have everybody go, whoa, did you see that? But it has been. That's the way it was in Chick-fil-A once again. And I feel like that's probably a pretty inexpensive, very effective way for Donald Trump to get his message out and not let the media weasel their way into the middle of it to try to pervert the message so that by the time it gets to you, it doesn't look as good as it looked when it was just the American people who were consuming it. It's telling that Joe Biden is out trying to do these campaign things, though, especially paying attention to where he goes. He feels like he needs to be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I've said before that I really do understand the sort of sit on your hands strategy for Trump throughout this election cycle. But just in the last couple of weeks, the Chick-fil-A thing, these events where he's going into not necessarily rallies, but just places. And I'm sure there's some staging. Like the Secret Service has got to go in there and sort of set it up. But it's not staged in such a way that it's completely controlled. Things could happen, and they're not. People love this guy, and it's good exposure for him. So I don't know.
Yeah,
like that stuff's working.
I was on the this will help him bandwagon before I saw him at the bodega and before I saw him like with the people. And the difference between him at the bodega and Biden at the Wawa to me was so stark. I mean, there were people there, there was energy, there was a buzz. Joe Biden, it's like everybody's like, eh.
It's true.
Like even on that audio cut that Andy played earlier.
Not only were people like, that was like the two people who were there.
Yeah. There's nothing going on. And even on that audio cut that Annie played earlier today, you could just hear how flat it was. There's just no energy. There's no buzz about Joe Biden. I do think there's value in making this a referendum on Joe Biden, but I think that Donald Trump has this unique opportunity now to show himself as a man of the people by being amongst the people. So I like the bodega strategy.
Yeah, lots of it. Very grassroots. Get down and dirty with the American people. Listen to them. Let them speak. React to what they say. Let it ride.
Yep. The next cut I want to play is Biden saying weird crap, and we talked
Ambrose Finnegan, we called him Uncle Bozy. He was shot down. He was in the Army Air Corps before there was an Air Force. He flew single-engine planes, reconnaissance flights over New Guinea. He had volunteered because someone couldn't make it. He got shot down in an area where there were a lot of cannibals in New Guinea at the time. They never recovered his body, but the government went back when I went down there and they checked and found some parts of the plane and the like.
The cannibals ate my uncle.
Why? What is? I know that I hear a lot of people talking about Joe Biden or Donald Trump being a liar. But oh my gosh, the stuff that Joe Biden says, it's just a flat out and out lie. And when I listen to him, it sounds like it's campaign stuff that was in his brain that is just popping off and he's running almost on autopilot when he says it. But something like this is absolutely ridiculous.
There's a lot of specificity.
Yes. And I think they went back and fact checked him in the Army Air Corps, now the Air Force's official line on this is that his uncle went missing, missing in action is kind of it.
This sounds like, when I heard this audio, this sounds like a story that the family just kind of concocted, or they talked about themselves,
It's like, what if?
And now he's not quite all there to have that filter, and it just kind of seeped out, and the family goes, no, we kind of talked about, like, well, maybe, but nobody ever confirmed that there were actual cannibals.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Then there's number 17 there, Annie. He keeps going on. He says weird stuff.
The steel tariffs, are you concerned now over your relationship with Xi Jinping, your new relationship with him?
No.
Why?
Don't jump.
Like Hillary Clinton advice.
What? Don't jump. Like,
did he look up at somebody?
No, he was in a convenience store, and he's like walking out the door, and this reporter shouts and asks him a question about the steel tariffs, and he's like, no, I'm not concerned about it. And his answer to her follow-up was, don't jump. Why aren't you concerned? Don't jump.
That's what he says when he sees people on balconies. Almost every time he looks up.
This man is deteriorating before our eyes, and the media wants to talk about Trump falling asleep at court. Oh, good grief. All right, let's get away from Joe Biden.
Okay.
Let's talk about something that I found a little more uplifting. Scotty Scheffler, he was the Masters champion. He won the Masters.
Sitting around with my buddies this morning, I was a bit overwhelmed because I told him, I was like, I wish that I didn't want to win as badly as I did, or as badly as I do. I think it would make the mornings easier, but I love winning. I hate losing. I really do. And when you're here in the biggest moments, when I'm sitting there with the lead on Sunday, I really, really want to win badly. And my buddies told me this morning, my victory was secure on the cross. And that's a pretty special feeling, to know that I'm secure for forever. And it doesn't matter, whether or not I win this tournament or if I lose this tournament, my identity is secure for forever.
I love this. I don't know anything about him, but I love this comment here because it's about clearing away all the clutter of your life, all the stuff, all the noise. This is the Masters. This is the Super Bowl of golf. And he was worked up. He wants to win. Annie, I'm sure you can relate to that. Winning.
Being worked up.
I hate winning.
Wanting to win.
Yeah.
You
remember
so
the
bad.
other day when I was like, wow, that was a sexist remark?
Yeah, thanks, Brad.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
but you should feel judged by that.
I do.
And that's how I felt when you were like, oh, sports story, Brad, you'd know about these things.
Winning, Annie, you understand this. Ryan, you're fat.
Ryan.
Well,
I'm just pulling together the comments the last couple
let Brad
days.
Explain himself.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we're supposed to speak the truth in love, Ryan.
Oh.
Dude, you did a biblical clip with the Masters and Scotty Scheffler, and then you just made a biblical joke about how you're right and I'm wrong, again, causing me to lose and confirming what you just said.
It's next level, right?
It's great.
But in all seriousness, I like that Scotty was able to take all of the buzz, all the other things
the
around.
Kids are fighting.
And get back on the focus of what is really important in life.
You want to hear the second half of what he said?
Yes.
Well, you'll just have to wait because they said that I needed to reload my page.
I don't, so it's fine.
It's not working.
Okay,
it's
good.
not
I don't
working.
want to hear it
Probably
anyway.
your fault. Ryan. Ryan, why do you want to be such? Oh no.
I mean, you guys have done a great job playing clips so far. Let me handle this one. Oh, look, it won't play.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah,
that
you're
was
welcome.
the one thing, Ryan, you were supposed to do for the show today.
Just play that one clip.
Yeah, that one clip. Dang. I keep trying to play it.
It's not going to work. All right, well, let me talk about it then. What he says, he's asked by a reporter about what defines him. Does golf define you?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I don't think golf is what defines me. And the reporter followed up, well, what does? And he said, I'm a faithful guy. I believe in a creator. I believe in Jesus. And ultimately, that is what defines me most. Scotty Scheffler strikes me as a man who is grounded in his faith, and he has a good sense of what his identity is. And he's somebody that I would want my kids, even though I don't have any kids, but he's somebody that I would want my kids to mirror, because I think that he's setting a great example by doing that. It's like there's all this other stuff, and doing all this stuff is great, but if your faith isn't in line, then you're kind of wasting time.
There's something really important about understanding. This is what you're saying. I'm just kind of, I guess, rephrasing it in my own words, but understanding that even in your own greatest failure, you can't fail too big. Mm-hmm. You can't fail your way out of the love and grace that is provided for you. You also can't succeed yourself above it.
Right.
So knowing your actual place and understanding that, as this is what I believe as a Christian, understanding that God's grace and mercy completely envelops me, and I am His, makes everything else. I consume everything else that I do, everything else that I get, everything else that I don't have, anything that I achieve, anything that I fail at, and there's a lot of those. It's all under that same understanding. So the little things and the big things are all still in that same context, and it makes life simpler to understand. It's just like I was saying, my kids were. I haven't talked about this yet on the show. I don't know that I did not have intentions to, but my oldest two were confirmed last Sunday. And as I've said before, I'm a Lutheran, like the Christian Lutherans. Can I say that?
Don't.
All the LCMS Lutherans are like, that's my girl! I say that because the ELCA is nuts. And when people hear me say I'm Lutheran, but they're not like super well versed in the denominations, they see a story and they're like, Annie goes to that church. I'm like, I didn't do it. Those are not the same people.
There's a lot of denominations like that.
The Bible is the focus for the church that I attend. Anywho, last Sunday, my oldest two were confirmed, and my church does confirmation a little bit different than even the way most Lutheran churches do it. There's no like white robes. There's no big ceremonies per se around it, and the pastor believes that a lot of what has materialized with confirmation kind of treats it almost like it's a graduation out of like kiddie church into adult church, and he wants it to be a continuation, not an ending and a beginning so much. I mean, they took communion for the first time. It's a little different than first communion for Catholics. Different conversation for a different day. But what I appreciated was after church was over, we went and they had like a cake for my two and the other lovely girl who was confirmed with them. And they opened up, instead of having Bible study, that the whole church goes downstairs and my kids are down there. The other confirmand was down there with their families. And we had some guests, some godparents who wanted to continue to see fit to their duty of being a godparent to see them be confirmed. And what they do is they have the pastor open up conversation for anybody in the church to impart advice or encouragement, whatever it might be, on the confirmands, to speak directly to them as their family in Christ, so on and so forth. But the one thing, like, people could just speak up and say whatever they want to say, and so on and so forth. And so I eventually just looked at my kids, and of all of the things that I want them to know as their mother on the day that they're confirmed into the church that they've been raised in, and they've studied it and they understand it, and you know, we find it to be the most important thing that we can do for them. That's our particular preference in our family. We send them to a Lutheran school so that it is a whole part of their education. It's the most important thing that they'll ever learn, which is why we invest in it. But the idea that when I look at what kids are facing today, one of the reasons why I'm so strict on digital access for my kids is because I live in the news and I see just by the minute stories that come out about how the world is out to get kids. The world is out to get these children, to get them hooked on things, to pull them away from the things that matter, to rearrange priorities underneath the nose of parents, like in a way that parents are set aside. And then when, especially like with a phone, you can put a phone in a child's hand and they have access to the world. It's not just like a text message to their friend in 6th grade or whatever it is. They have access to the world, and the world has access to them. And I made stupid mistakes when I was a kid. I would imagine you guys did some stupid things that you just did because you didn't know better, or you knew better, but you didn't know how. When people were saying, do not XYZ, you didn't really realize that it wasn't just some grown-up telling you no because they had the authority to do it. If you make a mistake, and this is what I told my kids, and I said this in front of the church congregation that was down in the fellowship hall. I just wanted to look them in the eye, and I said, there is no mistake that you will ever, 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 ever make that is too big for God's grace. There is nothing that you could ever do that is outside of the bounds of God's forgiveness. And your dad and I are right there, but we're also broken people, and we make mistakes too. And that means that there's nothing we can do that's too big, that's outside of that grace and mercy. But isn't that the thing, if you want to take it out of the context of what I'm talking about in a church basement with confirmation cake where, everyone's saying the expected things, isn't that what kids today are missing? Is this complete and total enveloping hope that they can't screw up too much, like that they are loved. The whole idea of like the love movement culturally, it's so vapid. It's so lacking because it's a confirmation that just as you are right now, that's all you need. And everybody knows themselves to the point where you're like, this is not good enough. There are things about me, there are secrets about me that I know that if everybody knew the truth about, what my addiction is or what my crutch is or what my weakness is or the things that I've done or the things that I said, if everybody knew those things, if everybody was really aware of who I really am, then they would know that it isn't enough. So you hold that inside always because you know you and I know me and I know that I'm an incredibly broken person. But for kids these days who are being told around every corner, everything about you is exactly as it should be. And if you change your mind on that thing today till tomorrow, you'll be right again tomorrow. That kids know that that's not actually possible. And it is more confusing to kids today than anything that, in my opinion, we've ever experienced in youth in America or whatever. Kids aren't made for that. I'm grateful in our house that I get to hopefully make them feel rooted and grounded in faith. But I understand that's not every household experience. It's like you got to find that thing that really can tell a child, a growing child, a maturing child, you are not okay, but you've been made to be perfect. That's the only way in my mind that I can reconcile the brokenness of humanity, but the reach of God's grace. And I was able to say that to my kids on Sunday. And I know that is not for everybody. It is for everybody. But I know that you might not feel like that's your story. But I do challenge people to look secularly at culture today and see how convincing culture is trying to be to push people into a way that they become even more internally distraught because they know the truth. They inherently know the truth about themselves, and it does not reconcile with what the world is saying. And that is intentional.
Good stuff.
YouTube live chat poll, orange juice, pulp or no pulp?
Well, let's go longer because it's good.
No, I was going to make an ELCA joke. It's time to take a break. We got to go to break. I don't want to offend people unless you're wrong. So go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. We'll take Ask Us Anything questions when we come back. We'll do a pulp or no pulp once around the room to start it off, but we need your questions. Annie Fry YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Feel like I'm gonna puke.
The Annie Fry Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow.
You know, most people never get to sit down with elected officials and ask them about the important issues. I'm Judge Mike Carter, and that's exactly why I host the news talk program Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter. My goal is to bring those who represent us closer to the people they serve. I ask the questions you would in a no-nonsense manner. That's why we've been able to interview so many top local, state, and federal officials, because as a judge, I offer an unbiased, one-on-one conversation that's hard to find elsewhere these days. Besides serving as judge, I have a journalism degree, which is how the name of the show, Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, evolved. You never know who we'll interview next, from Governor Parson to prosecutors, sports figures to Missouri business leaders. Justice and Journalism with me, Judge Mike Carter, airs on Fox and ABC. You can also watch our past shows at MikeCarter.com, where we ask the questions and let you be the judge.
If you'd like to see more of Judge Mike Carter's interviews on his program, Justice and Journalism, visit MikeCarter.com. That's MikeCarter.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-699-1059. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-699-1059. That's 800-699-1059. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
It's the final days of Diamond's Direct Spring Sale. This is your last chance to get 20% off store-wide. Plus, book an appointment and you'll get an additional $100 off your purchase. You don't want to miss this. 20% off rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. And a huge selection of the latest styles with in-store designer appearances. 20% off ends this Sunday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. 9 out of 10 homes are under-insulated. Is yours? Did you know that there's an R value associated with insulation? To find out your R value or for a free insulation estimate, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Senator from Missouri, Eric Schmidt. By the way, you're like Fox News' latest star. I don't know if you know that. Are they compensating you?
Listen, I'm the official something of the Mark Reardon Show.
That's right.
Those are my roots.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
You have to ask me nicely. Don't make me beg here.
Ask me anything.
Tell me the truth! All right, let's ask the YouTube live chat poll question. I don't think we need to discuss it. We just need to answer it. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp, Ryan?
No pulp.
Leah?
No pulp.
No pulp.
Pulp!
Boo!
I like substance. Kenny D said pulp in my OJ and crunchy peanut butter at the same time. Joe said pulp, the more the better. It should feel like tapioca pudding going down the gullet. When you put it that way.
You lose.
Okay, let's go with balls first. If you could be a doctor, what kind would you be? Anyone?
I've got one.
Okay.
I'd like to be an orthopedic surgeon. I think that being able to fix people's joints and injuries and stuff like that is really cool. I've had 2 ACL reconstructions. I've had meniscus repairs. I've had, orthopedic surgeons, and just the whole process and how it works and all that stuff is fascinating to me.
You guys?
Go ahead, Leah.
I think I'd be a music therapist. So, therapist and that uses music to help people.
Ryan?
I'd be a love doctor. Where people would call in and be like, Ryan, let me tell you about my girl. And I'd be like, Ryan, tell me about your girl.
That's a therapist.
And then I'd play a song for them, like, okay.
So you want to be a nighttime radio DJ?
Yeah, but I want to be called the love doctor.
I would be one of those Jill Biden doctors. When and where is the next AFS event? Jackie wants to know.
So that's going to be at the St. Clair County Republicans golf tournament. I believe that's May 17th, but don't quote me on it. I will confirm it later.
Sounds
I'm going to
good.
cut that and use that every time we talk about the event now, whatever it is.
Yeah. Maybe May.
Yeah.
Bobo says reality TV, yes or no?
Man, I'm a no. I would like to like it.
Let's completely set aside the idea that reality TV is real.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what the category is.
We know. I'm still a no. I just like scripted stuff too much. I get bored with reality TV.
Leah?
Same. It's not my thing.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm a no. I like a well-crafted story.
I can get into it, but I'd have to have the amount. Before I had all these kids and I had choices in my life that had to do with me. I loved watching The Biggest Loser. I get that it was not probably the healthiest way to go about losing weight, and I think it's not on anymore for a reason, but I would watch those weekly elimination shows. I'm not interested in watching them, though, if I have to wait a week. I'm not waiting a week to watch anything.
Yeah.
Ever. Again.
Yep.
I can't think of anything that exists. Like, for instance, The Masked Singer. I'm really interested in that, but I don't want to get hooked on it and then have to wait. And I can't schedule a Wednesday 7 p.m. or whatever the show is. That's ridiculous to think about in my life. No, sorry, kids. Mom is watching The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
That's not happening. I would like for that to happen, but like I said, yesterday I was trying to watch the news, and it was something important, and Molly was making me cluck like a chicken while I was on there. And then I had to choose between doing my job and being a mom, and I just chose to cluck like a chicken and be a mom.
And you're talking about competition reality too, which it's like a much more invested viewing. Where if you watch something like Ice Truckers, you're just like, well, whatever. I don't know what they're doing this week.
Yeah,
they're driving on the ice, aren't they?
Would you consider Duck Dynasty reality TV?
Yeah.
I loved Duck Dynasty.
That was a phenomenon.
I was all about whatever they were doing. You could tell that the whole thing was scripted. You could tell that the way they were presenting themselves. You know what? When I had Al Robertson, we had him on the show, and I did an event with him when he was in St. Louis. He's the non-bearded brother, pastor. I did an event with Al and his wife. Wonderful people. Had dinner with them. It was with Vitae Foundation. It was a pro-life event. And he said at that event that really Willie and Jace, for the show, switched their personalities. That Jace is a lot more like Willie, and Willie is a lot more like Jace. But for the show, they kind of swap their characters a little bit, which is funny because when they're doing their thing, you imagine that they're like mentally parodying their brother.
Yeah.
Which is like, after I heard him say that, I thought, I think that this makes sense now. A little bit more to understand who they were as people. You guys got questions?
I do have one, and I want to know because this changes over time too, and we may have discussed this like a year ago, but what is the most excited you've ever been either to do an interview or if you're a producer in the room to book an interview? Go.
You guys can go first.
I was gonna say, for me, it's really like the big chase. So I get excited
when we have
about
them in the studio and they won't come in the studio. Brad has to chase them around.
Yeah, I literally have to run them down and be like, get in here.
Yeah. And drag them by the collar. Yeah.
It's my X's and O's. No.
It's weird watching them go in and out of the doors. You're like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's like Scooby-Doo. Somebody just comes out and I'm looking both ways.
The phrase "we got a runner" is one of the funny. You can yell it in almost any circumstance, and it's always funny.
You want to know what's running.
Yeah, you're like, oh boy, we got a runner. What does that mean?
Yeah.
It's a guest.
So
it's
like,
Kaylee McEnany.
Like I'm working on some really big national guests. I'm also looking at potential VP candidates, possibilities. So like I get excited whenever that effort pays off and it comes through. So
Kamala?
it changes.
I know who you're talking about, and I'm offended that you're associating those two things together. I hope that doesn't come to fruition. Not that it would be Brad's decision.
No.
You're going to get Pence.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Potential candidate.
I would say probably the most excited that I've ever been to do an interview was probably talking to Lou Holtz.
That was recent.
That was a cool interview
Well,
to get.
I don't think you understand what Lou Holtz means to the Fry family household. And it's it's just by marriage. But like, I paid hundreds of dollars for a Play Like a Champion sign that was signed by Lou Holtz. And that's in our basement, and it's one of my husband's most prized possessions. And when he watched that interview, he had like tears in his eyes just watching me talking to Lou Holtz. And Lou Holtz is so fantastic. So it's not like I just got to do this, but Lou Holtz is a treasure. Anytime I get to kind of go outside of the political realm, we have a lot of connections. If there's somebody who we want to get on the show, we have a lot of avenues that are very close to pretty much anybody to get on the show, which may end up in a no, but we're asking people who have the authority to say yes. So you never know. And one of the things, Brad, I'm not calling you out. I'm just identifying when you started in radio, when you got your first radio job, which was this one.
Yeah.
And he, as a producer, he had to book guests. You had to get over the fear of hearing no and the frustration of hearing no, and just like, I'm going to ask again in a different way.
Yeah.
And you've done it. You've done a great job at it.
And my Rolodex was itty bitty when I first started.
Gotten a lot bigger since then.
It's super exciting.
So I'd say Lou Holtz. What about you, Leah?
I think, well, this goes back to when I was at Lindenwood. I don't know why I thought I could do this, but for some reason I had it in my head. I really wanted to go into radio, and I had it in my head that, well, I wasn't very good at music radio, and I wanted to get better at interviewing people. So for some reason, and I had no business doing it, I started reaching out to bands that were going to come to St. Louis.
Yeah?
Like at the pageant and whatnot, and reaching out to their managers and lying and saying, hey, we play your band's music on KCLC. And I work for the radio station. We'd love to do an interview. And I was lying. But there were several people. I think the biggest one that came through was Skillet. And I was this close to getting to interview them, and they canceled last minute. But I probably would have pooped my pants if I would have actually gotten to sit down with them.
We're talking with Skillet.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, interview's over.
I was so bad at interviewing people, so I had no business doing this, but yeah.
Ryan, you have one?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Christian music, sitting there with Stephen Curtis Chapman was neat. I met him a couple times, and that dude is super genuine. And he's just kind of a legend, But the one that I booked here that I was so excited about was Richard Matheson. Now, he's dead, but he's a famous author.
You booked him and he was dead?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was Halloween.
Gosh, Brad, step up your game.
It was almost a miracle.
It's
I'll
April.
get Reagan.
I want Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln.
All the way
we
back.
We just had Lincoln.
Not on the show, we didn't.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like that Weekend of Bernie story we were just talking about the other day. It was just like that. No, I talked to his daughter, and she just explained his career. He's famous for writing I Am Legend, a bunch of Twilight Zone, a bunch of Star Trek, I believe. So it was just cool to talk to somebody who was so associated with one of my favorite authors.
All right, let's take a quick break. I've got a question here from a listener that I want to ask you guys. It is, do you have any bad habits? We're going to answer that question when we come back. You can come and leave your comment here. We'll see if we can fit in a few more before 2 o'clock. You guys know we play X's and O's at 2 o'clock every Friday, right? It's a little recap of this week in news. If you've listened the whole week, you should be able to do well on X's and O's. We'll see how much Mark Reardon and Sue Thomas have been paying attention to the show. They are our contestants at 2 o'clock. I am so excited. Neither one of them has played before, I don't believe. I think Mark Reardon has maybe been an expert before. And we have a guest expert in here as well, Fred Bottomer. Let's see how that goes at 2 o'clock. We'll be right back with our bad habits in just a minute.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Jen Teskey is with RE/MAX Alliance. I'm chatting with her, like literally right now, about my house potentially selling. I'm just kind of curious what the market might bear and what the timelines might be. If you're in that same boat, I'm not listing my house tomorrow or anything and don't even know for sure if it's something I want to do in the next year or two. But I just want to know kind of what the lay of the land is. Jen Teskey will help you in that same way. 618-541-1010. 618-541-1010. She is incredibly dedicated to helping all of her clients find the home of their dreams. If you are looking to list in Illinois, buy in Illinois, you need Jen Teskey, T-E-S-K-E. JenTeskeyHomes.com is a website where you can go meet Jen, meet her team, the best team in the business, to make sure that you are putting yourself into good hands. A lot of people don't know much about real estate. You know what you kind of dabble on the internet. You need people who know all of the corners and all of the best ways to present your home, all of the things that kind of bubble up in a situation like this where an expert is going to get the top dollar in the right timeline and position you for success. That is Jen Teskey with RE/MAX Alliance. 618-541-1010, 618-541-1010, JenTeskeyHomes.com.
Traffic law counselors is where we go when the police hassle us. Go to 45bucks.com.
This is Mike Carter, founder of 45bucks.com, or as you know it, Traffic Law Counselors. And right now, around tax time, we know folks are taking care of issues that they may have been putting off for a while. Maybe a driving while suspended or a warrant, things that you may have been worrying about for a little while. And we specialize in keeping folks' records clean. They come to us on a Monday, they can't drive, and by the end of that week on a Friday, we've got them back in the driver's seat driving legally. And that's very gratifying. And God forbid you're wrestling with something like a DWI. You can go to DWISTL.com. We got 10 paralegals and attorneys that are working on those cases nonstop, and depositions, trials, hearings, and we can put that to work for you as well. In fact, it's the enduring success of Traffic Law Counselors that has enabled us to be the preeminent DWI attorneys in St. Louis at DWISTL.com. So now you know, if you have a traffic matter, it's 45bucks.com. If you've got a DWI issue, it's DWISTL.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Tony La Russa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Bo Matthews for Reinhold Electric. When you need electrical services or repairs, call on Reinhold Electric, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. And with spring storms in the Midwest, it can be very dangerous and you have to have your power. Get an inline generator. Reinhold Electric can get that for you and get it hooked up so you'll be ready, because when the power goes out, your power can stay on. Call 314-631-1158. That's 314-631-1158. Online at ReinholdElectric.com. Tell them Bo sent you.
We're still in the midst of Ask Me Anything. Hashtag AMA if you have questions. The one we started with in the last segment is today's poll question. Orange juice, pulp or no pulp? Let us know what you think. It's the Annie Fry YouTube live chat poll of the day. 148. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Patriot Training Foundation trains law enforcement and military at the region's top facility free of charge. Kim Sainanj here. We're raising awareness for the Patriot Training Foundation's mission to serve those who serve our nation. Visit 971talk.com/care to learn more.
Hit it. This ain't no disco. It ain't no
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
LA.
Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Getting a little Ask Us Anything on right now, and we have been going through a lot of your questions. Thank you for sending them in to the Annie Fry Show YouTube channel. This one from Bobo Farms again. So, do you have any bad habits? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, okay.
I have been working so hard on this, and one of the things that really helped me out with...
Wait a second. Ryan, don't you think Brad's bad habit's really going to be a good habit that he should be doing better?
It's going to be something that he's already doing pretty well, that he's like, I really need to work. I'm only at like 300 chin-ups. I'm really shooting for 350.
I told myself
If I
I'd
could
be
do
at
300.
350.
Yeah. No, mine is biting my fingernails.
Okay.
I used to bite my fingernails constantly, like to the point where it would hurt my hands and
Ooh.
stuff like that. COVID really helped out with that. I stopped putting my hands in my mouth, which is a really good thing. But
Worth it?
Yes. And every now and then,
No,
though, whenever
was COVID worth it?
no.
Yes, absolutely.
It was
better for me.
Yeah, worked out really well for me.
Sorry, everyone else. I'm
Stopped
incredibly
putting my
selfish.
hand in my mouth.
But every now and then when I get nervous or stressed out, I'll go back to biting my fingernails. So if you see me doing that on the chat, let me know.
And also tell us your tips and tricks for stopping biting nails. Maybe somebody
I've
has
tried a
something.
lot.
Yeah, somebody has something. Leah, any bad habits?
Yeah. I'm bad at stress eating.
Yeah.
I also think I'm really bad at, these are more like mental things, not physical things. I mean, the
Oh, yeah.
stress eating is physical, but I also, a lot of people tell me I'm way too hard on myself and I set way too high expectations for myself. So,
We'll tell you the opposite of that from now on.
Yeah.
You're not hard enough on yourself.
Lowering expectations, Ryan.
Yeah.
Let me begin. How long do we have?
Light cigarette.
No, go ahead, though. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
I
was
did
done.
mean to interrupt you.
I was done. I want to hear yours.
Oh, okay. Do I have any bad habits?
Yeah, we only have 5 minutes left.
No. But let me tell you who does. Katie Wiggins. And I'm going to air one right now.
Ryan,
Okay.
There's still
we have,
time.
We have done this
Still
our
time.
entire marriage.
Here we
She
go.
treats the sink like it's also a trash can. So like she make food or I make food and then everything from the packaging and everything ends up in the sink. And I'm like, honey, you can't put a bacon package down the drain. But she doesn't care. She just wants to be focused on the food.
Maybe she's trolling you.
That would be a long-term troll.
Seems to be
And
working.
really That's impressive.
I asked you if you had any bad habits, and you said no, and then you talked about your wife's bad habits.
Yeah.
So maybe she's committed to the troll.
I mean, possibly.
You have no bad habits?
Well, I bite other people's fingernails,
Ew.
which is a problem. And I also, I not only do I stress eat, I non-stress eat. So I just eat, like, all the time.
Are you ever stressed?
Not really, because I eat. You know?
I'm happy.
Like, if I feel stressed, I just eat, and I'm not stressed anymore. So,
No real bad habits?
no, not really.
Brad, you want to do some Ryan bad habits?
Yeah,
since
I got
he's doing
I got one
Katie?
for Ryan. Ryan likes to talk about his wife on air.
It's a bad habit.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What is your
Oh,
wife?
shoot, she's not in school today.
Yes!
Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh!
best.
So we're safe usually, you know, because they don't get out until we're
Yeah,
off.
because there's no way that she could hear from
And
somebody
she's
that you
probably
just
in the
out.
car right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh crap! Oh well.
So
I guess
now
it's too late.
It's time to
Hi.
say the
Yeah.
thing that makes everything okay about your wife's bad habits. Why you love her the most? What
You
is-
make great bacon,
No,
and I bring home the bacon.
probably not. Your wife is largely successful.
I really appreciate you. Almost everything about you, except
Everything
for the
about
trash
you.
and the sink
Everything about you.
thing. Everything about
Everything
you.
about you.
Except for that one thing.
And it's really awesome. Brian brought in this beautiful bouquet of flowers that he's
Yeah.
going to be bringing tonight to Katie because he was talking about how much she deserved it, and he wanted to make sure that she understood that by virtue of the size of the bouquet that you were bringing. And I
did,
thought
yeah.
that is really in tune and in touch.
I did, but
with your emotions.
The problem is the company told me I have to plant those for Earth Day. So I'm going to do that, honey.
Well, just
but
take
it's a
it-
job-related thing.
Yeah, just take it to her and show her how much she means to you, and then you guys can decide together where to
You know what
plant
I'll
it.
do is I'll plant them because I don't want to have to drive home and drive back because I was going to plant them right out here.
You can't plant flowers in downtown St. Louis.
Yeah, I
and
know, I
A,
really can.
expect them to live, and B, do it for your wife.
I can. So what I'll do is I'll just take a picture of the flowers, and I'll
You're
show
going to go
them.
find flowers in downtown St. Louis and send a picture to your wife and tell her that those are for her?
I'm going to take a picture off of the internet. And then with nothing in the background so you can't really see where it is.
This is one of those evenings where I get a picture from my best friend, Mrs. Wiggins, that shows me the flowers that he ended up getting her.
That's not far off.
This is,
What actually happened.
this is one of those evenings I'm going to get a picture of a wrapped up bacon cartridge in the sink from my best friend.
I used to bite my fingernails. I don't really bite my fingernails anymore. I might pick at them a little bit. They're just really thin, and I don't like them when they're long. I don't like it if I'm typing and my fingernails are touching the keyboard. I just don't like the feeling of it. Other bad habits that I have, I am... I want space. I want the space around me to be clean. But if it's a space that is like just mine and I don't have to share it with anyone, I'm less motivated to make sure that it's clean. Because I know that it's like my stuff. So like my side of the closet is not as clean as the common areas in the house where I have other people who are going to be. Why are you pointing at me like that? Because you know that's my bad habit,
same.
or because you're okay?
I am exactly the same. Like if you went and looked at my desk in the office right now, it's just cluttered.
But it's your clutter.
But it's my clutter. And don't touch it because I got a system.
And you understand it.
Yes, and I know where everything is. So don't touch it.
But if you were to walk, I don't know. It's more common spaces. I just don't want, I don't want the ick to be everywhere. I need to know that the underneath of whatever, because there's clean and there's tidy. And you need to be tidy before you can be clean. And I need it to be clean, so I'm going to need it to be tidy. Unless it's just my stuff. Then maybe I might be a little less motivated. Any bad habits, Ryan?
No.
Still?
Yeah, still.
I got another one for him.
Okay.
He fibs. He does not tell the truth a lot.
I don't like the word fib. If you're going to say it, just say it.
Do you want me to just call you a liar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big fat liar.
Big fat liar?
Oh, man!
Man, Brad! My gosh. So judgmental about my body.
Leah, defend him. Ryan.
Yeah.
Is that
go ahead.
accurate?
Why?
Is Ryan a big fat liar? Ooh, she's struggling.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Well, okay. For example,
we got 20 seconds.
Yeah, you said you had a great gift for Annie yesterday. You were so excited to play it for her. You said it was going to be all about her.
Oh, no, I did not say that. I said it was about April 18th.
You said it was for her birthday.
It was for her birthday.
Was
Happy birthday
It
again.
was. My birthday's over.
Well, just a reminder that you had it.
You can stop acknowledging me so much.
He was lying.
We'll be right back.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. You know, as an attorney, I make my way across the great state of Missouri on a pretty regular basis. And from the rivers to the lakes and the Ozark Mountains, it's really just a pleasure to travel across the great state of Missouri. And, you know, not to mention, we have the best sports team and the best cities and the friendliest small towns in America, it seems like. And Carter Law Offices wants to make sure Missouri's story gets out far and wide about our excellent business climate, our exceptional workforce. You'll hear more from me soon, Mike Carter.
Visit MikeCarter.com to see Mike's interviews with all of Missouri's elected leaders.
Mike Carter here of Carter Law Offices. You know, as an attorney, I make my way across the great state of Missouri on a pretty regular basis. And from the rivers to the lakes and the Ozark Mountains and the richest farmland around, it's really just a pleasure to travel across the great state of Missouri. And, you know, not to mention, we have the best sports team and the best cities and the friendliest small towns in America, it seems like. And Carter Law Offices wants to make sure Missouri's story gets out far and wide about our excellent business climate, our exceptional workforce. You'll hear more from me soon, Mike Carter.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash that you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the True Hold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to True Hold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And True Hold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. True Hold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a True Hold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993. That's 1-855-300-9993. Or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
The jury's been seated. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. To hear former President Trump's business records trial in New York. Opening arguments scheduled for Monday.
12 jurors and 6 alternates will hear the case against former President Trump in Manhattan, chosen after days of questioning potential jurors. The case centers around $130,000 in payments that the former president's lawyer and fixer Michael Cohen made to adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep her claims of a sexual encounter with the former president from becoming public in the run-up to the 2016 presidential election.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, the former president, denies doing anything wrong. The Federal Elections Commission and the Justice Department had both previously passed on the case. Outside the courthouse, a man set himself on fire this afternoon. He's been rushed to the hospital. The White House press secretary telling reporters within the hour they will not have any comment about the overnight airstrikes on Iran. Earlier, Secretary of State Blinken told reporters at the conclusion of the G7 Foreign Ministers Summit.
12 jurors.
Not going to speak to anything other than to say we were not involved in any offensive operations.
But Fox's Jennifer Griffin reports from the Pentagon.
According to well-placed senior U.S. military sources, the target of the Israeli strike was an Iranian military base in Isfahan near Natanz. It was not the nuclear facilities themselves.
The source telling Fox News Israel hit what it intended to. Reuters reports a senior Iranian official says Tehran has no immediate plans to strike back. The House will debate a package of military aid bills tomorrow, including assistance for Israel and Ukraine. House Speaker Johnson.
We also included some really important sanctions on Russia and China and Iran, which I believe is the new axis of evil, and many of us do, and they are the ones who are the aggressors in this situation.
Wall Street an hour before the close, the Dow more than 120 points higher, NASDAQ down nearly 350 points. America is listening to Fox News.
Waiting on a tax return? Hopefully it ends up in your hands. Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Our U.S.-based restoration specialists are experts dedicated to helping solve your identity theft issues. And all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. So we'll reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Help protect your information this tax season with LifeLock. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com. Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Temperatures a good 20 degrees cooler compared to the last several days, but there's lots of sunshine out there. 62 for the high. Tonight, increasing clouds. Cool it back into the 50s for evening plans. 45 for the low. Saturday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. A cool 58, 38 on Saturday night. Heaters clicking on. Sunday, sunny and 62. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
Michael's Flooring Outlet has beautiful selections for your flooring installation that you have started to shop for. And I need you to make sure that you give Michael's Flooring Outlet the chance to earn your business. Before you make that final decision, just go to igotfloored.com and you can shop You can look on their website at all of the different things that you need in order to make an educated decision. You can walk through the different types of products that they have available. You can request an estimate online. You can also visit them in person as well. In St. Charles County and West County and Darien Prairie, go in the store, tell them hello, tell them what you're looking to do. They are going to help you from start to finish. Make sure that you have a really positive and I will say valuable experience shopping for that flooring at Michael's Flooring Outlet. You want to make sure that you're getting quality. You'll get that at Michael's Flooring Outlet. You'll get value as well and a positive experience. Check out their reviews. Like I said, St. Charles County, West County, and Darien Prairie, online right now at igotfloor.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group. Are you worried about market volatility in this election year? Are you concerned your money won't last you through retirement?
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw, and as a family-owned business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. We have a lot of folks that aren't aware of all the new investment choices that are available, which give you growth and protection from losses at the same time. Are you aware of all the fees that you are currently paying? We can show you how to avoid those fees. So come in now for your free retirement review and get a second opinion on your retirement plan. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. Let us show you how to retire with confidence.
We are proud to say we haven't lost a penny of our clients' money in 38 years, and we won't lose a penny of yours either. Let our family help your family. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online to retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Hi, I'm Libby, and I'm a patient at Cardinal Clinic. With your help, Homers for Health can make a huge impact on my hospital. From new spaces to new treatments, a difference is being made for patients every single day. Glenn and kids like me owe everything to people like you. Please make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org. Thank you so much for your support. Again, that's homersforhealth.org.
Don't pay retail for your diamond engagement ring or gift. Come to cleanorigin.com. We're experts in ecologically friendly lab-grown diamonds. Mention code RADIO10 for 10% off. That's cleanorigin.com online or one of our retail stores.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
You entrusted a nursing home with the care of a loved one, but they violated that trust. If your family member has been the victim of nursing home neglect, call Onder Law at 844-BED-SORE.
97.1 FM Talk. You're here because you clearly have a refined palate. St. Louis is home for conservative talk. This is 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Fry Show YouTube live chat poll of the day is sponsored by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Let's up, let's ride. Gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Yes, amazingly it is. Thank you, Ryan, for that wonderful introduction. Very excited to play X's and O's this week because I'll just go to Bobo's comment on our YouTube channel. I love when worlds collide. Hello to Mark, Sue, and Hall of Famer Fred Bottomer. Woo! In to play X's and O's today. Mark Reardon, you've got the round table coming today. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you've got coming up at 3, and then we're going to get right to the game.
Are there cash prizes on the line here?
Yeah, Ryan's just take his wallet now, and then you guys can divvy it up.
Okay, good.
Do you all know that Mark cheats?
Yeah?
Oh,
Just so
yeah.
you know.
I'll cheat
He's a
if
cheater?
I can.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys know this, right?
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't help, but we know it.
All right. Well, Sue, thank you for coming in here today.
Yes.
We're excited to have you in here. Every time I go to an event, if it's like a station, they're like, "Is Sue here?"
Oh, God.
I know.
Isn't it crazy? I bet you get that
I do.
all the time. Everybody loves Sue. We love Sue, and we love Fred, and we love Mark, and we're glad that we get to do this here together. So stick around. The roundtable coming up at, is it right off the top, 3 o'clock?
Yep, a little after 3. Jane Duker on the panel, State Senator Mary Elizabeth Coleman, Steve Butts. I mean, one thing I'm going to get to right off the bat, I'm sure you guys covered it already. I cannot believe that this White House does not have any comment on Iran and Israel. That is stunning to me. So that's one of the topics and some local stuff, obviously,
do you ever
as well.
find yourself going, how can you not say anything? Also, don't say anything.
Yeah, there is that. No, I maybe you're right about that. I
Yeah.
understand, but I was, well, they stun me a lot. They really do. And then the Title IX stuff. Look, I'm all worked up today. This is going to calm
great.
me.
Okay.
X's and O's will calm me.
That's good.
Oh, good. Okay.
Right
All
before we went
Sue
on the
doesn't
air.
believe it.
I don't believe it.
Right before we went on the air, Fred said, and Sue confirmed, now, Mark's a cheater.
Yeah.
That's 100% accurate.
All right. Well, we have added to the staff here on the Annie Fry Show. We have Todd, the drummer, and that's how we know it's time to play the game. There he is.
You guys, how do we play this?
How do you play this, Ryan? Take
I'll
it away.
explain it. First of all, the thing about there being cash prizes that I dole out, that was just a joke. Just making sure. The game
set
itself,
expectations.
Yeah. The game itself is a board of tic-tac-toe numbered 1 through 9. So you're just trying to get tic-tac-toes like usual. But you pick a square. There is a question associated with the square.
Oh, I see.
And then once you say, okay, so you're going to pick square number 2, then we also ask, who's your expert? So you pick Annie, Brad, or Fred today.
Okay.
And they answer the question for you. You simply agree or disagree for the square.
Okay.
And if you get it wrong, then Mark gets the square.
No, I don't like that.
Oh, you do? That does? Okay, so
Yeah.
if she gets it wrong, I get the square.
Yes,
Good.
yes. And vice versa.
Yes.
If you get it wrong, you get the square, though, still, Mark. It's really set up in your. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Man, I was
Remember the
false.
joke about the cash prizes?
I know, but
All
I was
jokes.
thinking you were telling me the truth. I thought that was awesome.
So
Yeah.
if you want to know the rules to win, tic-tac-toes take precedence. But if you both had one tic-tac-toe, one of you might have 5 squares or 4. That becomes the tiebreaker. So squares is the tiebreaker.
I have no idea what's happening.
don't know what you're
We're
saying.
gonna play. We're gonna play all
Pretend
9
like I
squares.
did.
All 9 squares. Tic-tac-toes
Oh, okay.
take precedence,
Okay.
and after that, it's how many squares you got.
Last time we're going to be invited to play this
Yep.
game, Sue. Let me
No,
tell
it
you
was
that.
fun while
We'll see.
it lasted.
The problem is these are the professionals.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to start with Sue because ladies first is the way
Okay.
we usually do that if we have 2 first timers, which you both are.
Yeah, we gotta ask them how
Gender
they.
is fluid, Ryan.
Yeah, we have to ask them how they identify. I think is the right way to
Mark,
do it.
how do you identify?
As a blank hole.
Yeah. Where's the bell? Can I have the bell?
No, the bell is
you.
mine now,
Thank you.
Sue.
Thank
The
you.
bell is
Thank
mine.
you, Wiggins. May I start with number 5?
Number 5.
Good choice.
Center square.
And who is your expert, Sue?
Oh my gosh. Okay, my expert's Fred. I gotta go with Fred.
Good choice.
All
Good
right.
choice.
Fred, this week, Biden claimed his uncle got eaten by cannibals. And I didn't know we were going to talk about this so much in this show today. Because we
Joe
hadn't
DeVito brought
discussed
it
it
up.
all week, but
Yeah.
then like in every segment today, we've talked about it. So here is the full audio.
Uncle, they called him Ambrose Brosey, they called him Bosey. My Uncle Bosey
Yeah.
was a hell of an athlete, they tell me, when he was a kid.
Sure.
And he became an Army Air Corps before the Air Force came along. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. And he got shot down and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real.
Okay, so there's your full audio. Where his uncle was eaten by cannibals was bleeped out there. So the question
This
is,
is a trick question.
in what country did Biden say his uncle got eaten by cannibals? Fred Bonner.
So the claim.
Come on, Fred.
Yes.
What do you got?
Fred, you have to answer
Now,
the same way Biden delivered that.
Way to go, guys. This is good.
So, do I answer on is there
Honestly, or
deception on my part?
If you, if you
It's
could
up to you, Okay.
Fred.
Yeah.
All right, New Guinea. That is correct.
Here's the answer.
He got shot down in New Guinea.
All right, there you go.
They never
That is
found
correct.
the
So
body.
Sue gets the square.
There were a lot of
Do I
cannibals.
write something?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're right. Yep.
X or O, whichever you prefer.
Oh, I like
All right, Mark, you get to check. Pick the next square. Also, did you say that each expert can only go 3 times?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
we'll
if it said
keep
that.
track for you.
Number 3. I'll take square number 3.
Number 3. And who is your expert?
Can I pick Fred again or not?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
absolutely.
give
Yeah.
him-
You can.
But he follows
Yeah.
the news. You know what? I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to pick
Okay.
Annie. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right.
Okay, Annie. Annie, you have stumbled into AI.
Okay.
Okay, this is a real clip from the week run through artificial intelligence. So it's a real quote, but it won't sound like the person. You got to tell me who said this.
Gettysburg, what an unbelievable battle that was. The Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean it was so much, and so interesting.
Man, he said it so clearly.
Uh-huh.
Because I think that you could put that in a Biden-esque thing, and it would make sense that Biden said it, but that sounds like the flow of Donald Trump. But that's my best guess.
It totally sounds like the flow, and I'm going to agree.
You're going to agree?
There's
So you're saying
stru-
Trump?
I'm saying
Oh,
Trump.
wow.
He's agreeing.
Yes.
There's
You're
no
agreeing that's
structure
Trump.
to that statement. It's
Yes.
just words
Yes, it
that
is.
have something to do with one another, but more articulated than Joe Biden would. Blah, 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 blah.
I would have guessed someone else.
It's true, although with the AI, sometimes you do have to clean up some because you don't know what he said.
And next time I want you to put the slurs in there.
Well, it's hard. It really is hard
I
to get
bet.
the AI to say
Donald
that.
Trump?
Here is who said it.
Gettysburg, what
Yes!
an unbelievable
That's right. When you know, you
battle
know,
that
Mark.
was.
That's
the
right.
Battle of Gettysburg, what an unbelievable, I mean, it was so much and so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean Gettysburg. It was so much and so
But see,
interesting.
that's what he does. I
Yeah,
mean,
he just
it
talks.
popped right away. It really
Don't you
did,
know,
yeah.
Mark, as somebody who has to command a room and keep the flow of the conversation going, what he does, he never surrenders the
Oh, that's true.
spotlight. That's
No,
why
that's
he
right.
talks like that and doesn't finish sentences, because that would be conceding, even for a split second, somebody else might talk here. And he never stops.
Yep. I think you're right about that. All right, it's even. The board is even, Sue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice blocking move on your part. All right.
Well, really, any square would have been blocked because you had the center square.
You
What's
don't
next?
tell them that. I like to confuse
What's next,
them.
Sue?
All right, I'm going to go for 6.
Okay.
Middle
6.
Okay.
And we haven't used Brad yet. Let's
All
go,
right,
Brad.
let's go.
Come on,
Brad, you
Look at
guys
the
are
big
hitting
brain
the
on
sound
Brad.
here. This one you have also stumbled into AI. Again, this is a real quote from the week. Tell me who said this.
I am not resigning. And it is, in my view, an absurd notion that someone would bring a vacate motion when we are simply here trying to do our jobs.
All
right. So the person who is not resigning right
That's
there
Ryan Wiggins.
is Ryan Wiggins. When we asked him to
It was a
resign
private
earlier on the
meeting. How
show.
did you guys even know that?
No, that's Speaker Mike Johnson.
I agree.
Here's who said it.
I am not resigning, and it is
There you
in
go.
my view, an absurd notion that someone would bring a vacate motion when we are simply here trying to do our jobs.
There you go. He is still speaker also, by the way.
For now.
For now.
Gosar added his name to the list of people to motion to vacate this afternoon.
What do you think, Mark?
Okay, there's news. Mark, you're up.
I don't think I have a choice.
I
I don't know
know.
much about strategy, but I believe I have to pick square number 4.
That is
It's
correct.
the middle left.
For the block.
They
now,
didn't
hey,
teach you this in communication school? Tic-tac-toe?
you got to get this right now, Mark.
Can we play Hangman instead?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Okay.
Okay, we're going to switch games here to Hangman.
No.
Number 4. Who's your
Oh,
expert?
do I have to pick an expert?
Yeah, who's your
I'll
expert?
pick Fred.
Fred. Okay. Legendary Cardinals manager Whitey Herzog died this week at the age of 92.
Ugh, I'll just put it on there.
Yeah.
now.
Oh, you never know. A Ryan Wiggins question can
could
take
be
a
tricky.
dramatic
They can
turn
take
at any
turns.
time.
He managed the
She's
Cardinals
ready.
from 1980 to 1990, but he also managed 3 other teams before that. Name any of the 3.
Any of the 3. This is easy.
Well, you had a layup with the
Sue.
Mike Johnson thing.
Kansas City
Man.
Royals.
Kansas City Royals.
Fred is correct.
That is correct.
For the
That is
block.
correct. Do you know the others?
Fred is
California
pretty hardcore.
Angels.
That's one of
See?
them.
And it's a Texas team.
You got it.
I'm trying to.
Just go with it.
Rangers.
You got it. You got it.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Man.
But you know what?
Not a Hall of Famer for
I
nothing.
would not have. I knew Kansas City for sure, but I couldn't come up with those real quick, even though we talked about all this week,
Yeah.
so I could have been faked out there.
The other
You
2 teams
could
were
not
just
have
for
been
1 year each.
I would
though.
have guessed Royals, but I don't know why I knew that. I must have absorbed it over the
But
last
yes,
week.
yes.
Sue, my point is, like, if he would have said the California Angels, I might have said no.
Yeah?
Because I would have assumed that Fred knows these things, and I think
yes,
he
you
was
would.
kind of throwing a curveball.
Yeah, that's fair. But you wouldn't have.
It's been all fastballs so far from
Oh,
Fred.
You are a liar. I will take. Let's go for number 2, please.
Okay.
Number 2, and who is answering for you, Sue?
I'm rotating through Annie. I'm
Okay.
going with Annie.
Annie.
Yes.
Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced he has qualified for the ballot in a key swing state, bringing the total states he's qualified for to 2.
It doesn't matter if they're the right ones.
Baby steps.
Name either of the states where RFK Jr. has qualified.
Oh, I don't know the answer to this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to guess it's Nevada.
I'm going to go no.
There's a lot of states. And
There
there's
are a
only
lot of
two.
states.
I mean, percentage-wise, that's true, but...
She said no.
So
I said
you're
no.
locking it in as a no. That's
Yeah.
correct. That's correct.
Is it
Michigan,
Georgia?
right? Michigan.
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah, it is Utah
And Michigan.
and Michigan. Yeah,
Michigan-
Michigan's the one of the week that's been the newsmaker.
It could throw the whole election to Trump.
It could. It could. It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. RFK Jr. Take that, the entire Kennedy family that just endorsed Joe Biden.
Yeah, and they're all listening.
All
right,
right.
Mark.
I see
It
where
looks
you're
like
going.
I'm going to have to block here with square number 8. And I will take, sorry, Brad, I'm going to go with Fred again.
Okay, Fred.
It's the last time Fred can go.
Fred's
He's-
off the board.
Smart move.
Here's what's fun, Fred. Yesterday was Annie's big birthday.
Oh, he asked him an Annie question.
So it's an Annie question.
Oh, man. You're getting hosed.
In
I didn't know it was your
honor-
birthday. It was your birthday yesterday. Happy
Yeah,
birthday.
thank
That's
you.
terrible that we didn't know that.
40.
And when was Mark's birthday?
Just
on-
earlier.
Last
Yeah.
Saturday.
It was last Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yes, thank you. In honor of her big birthday yesterday, Leah played all bump music from 1984. Fred, I have a clip here of each of the top 5 songs from 1984. But it contains just 1 second of each song.
Ooh, I love this.
So you have to give me the name of the artist or song, all 5 of them.
So it's like I can name that tune in one.
Yeah,
note?
and now you get the song or the artist, though.
You were hoping I'd get this one.
I kind of was. So and we can play this clip a few times, if you need to write it down or whatever, because it goes by, boom, boom,
Oh, so
boom.
I got to do all 5.
You got to
not
give me
just-
all 5
Yeah.
of them.
Okay.
And they're very recognizable, so
But
that's
at
why you got to
least
get them
it's
all.
84, you guys should
Yeah.
know.
1984,
That
top
helps.
5
This is our
songs of the
era.
year.
Okay.
1 second each. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wait, is it songs? Wait, is it songs or artists?
Okay.
Yeah, you need to just
Yeah,
let him
do
do
it over
songs
again.
or artists.
Either way.
Just
yeah.
artists.
Okay.
Artists?
Okay.
It's a lot.
Here we
the
go.
show gets over 3 and they got a round table. to
Yeah,
do.
yeah, here we go.
Can I hear number
Take a
3 again?
look.
Is there a way? Can I just? I've got them all except for number 3.
You
Really?
could probably
Really?
merge yours
Yeah,
and come up with it.
I've got 4. I don't have the third one is the one that I can't get right now. Could I just hear that one, even though I'm
No.
not the expert?
Go ahead, play them again.
Okay.
If you know the answer, you could just
They're
say it.
short enough. Play them again.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Okay. I know it. Come on.
You know all 5?
Damn,
Yes.
I can't get 3.
Holy cow.
Well, it's Prince, Tina Turner, Kenny Loggins, and it's I can't even read my own writing. That it's Phil Collins. Honest to God, look at my writing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to read it either.
No,
But
Okay.
I cannot
Okay.
get 3.
I got 3. Do you get
Should
3?
he have been guessing?
No, but they told me I
can.
could.
Well, I mean, he's telling you,
Well,
so.
he's got to agree or not agree.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
If
so
he
I'm going to go
knows.
with Prince, Tina Turner. Bill Collins is the last one. Kenny Loggins. And the fourth one,
Third one.
is Culture Club, Boy George.
That actually might be right.
Oh,
Can
man.
I hear? Can I hear it one more time?
Yeah,
or not?
yeah.
Last time.
Okay, here
All
you
right.
go.
We'll just push you through that.
No, that's no.
Yep.
No,
He's right.
I say no.
Give them to us in
You're
order.
going to disagree. Here is the answer. The first one is Prince, When Doves Cry. Second one, Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? Third one, Say, Say, Say by Paul McCartney
Yeah,
and
Michael
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
Ah, that was good.
Third
All
one,
right.
you got him. Kenny Loggins, Footloose, and then Phil Collins Against All
Good job,
Odds. Taking
guys.
With
That's
Me Now.
impressive, yeah.
Very, very well done.
So Mark gets the square.
Yes, he gets the square.
What number was that?
8.
8.
I was blocking you.
Sorry.
She's like, what about 1? Let's just put that one up there.
Yeah.
You
Losing
sure
marker
it wasn't
there.
1?
All right, and it is back to you.
All right, I would like.
I think the board favors Sue though right now. This
I
is gonna
think
be
it
tough.
does. I
It
think
always
does.
favors the person who goes first.
Yeah.
But you guys are squaring out pretty
I don't
strong
see
here.
how that's.
Well, if you get one wrong, then I'm in good shape.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Which one, Sue? 1, 7,
All
or
right,
9?
sorry. I would like 9. 9, please.
9.
right.
Who's your expert?
So Brad, you can go
I'm
twice.
going Brad.
Yeah, I've
And I
got
can
2
go
left.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Brad.
So 1 left now.
Sports question.
Sports.
Okay.
Sports balls. reports are
Sports balls?
the USA basketball roster for the Paris Olympics is going to feature LeBron James and Steph Curry. What year was the original Olympic Dream Team featuring Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, among others?
I have two
I
do too.
am going back to my old days, but I'm going to say it was 1992.
90.
I like that. I'm going with yes.
That is exactly right.
Damn it.
Good job. You guys
Good
got it.
job.
I actually knew that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one as the dream team.
That was fun. I think I was
Yeah, that was
11,
amazing.
and I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world.
We're going to have who in basketball?
Yeah, I know.
Just give us the medal now.
All right, Mark, which square?
I'll take square number 7.
Number
Bottom
7, Annie or Brad?
I'm going to go with Annie.
All right.
Annie.
Okay.
I'm going to read a headline to you from Fox News. Quote, Ilhan Omar questions college president about wet farts attack on
All right.
anti-Israel students.
Okay.
Unquote.
Okay.
Real Fox News headline.
All right.
The name
How
of
did
the
I miss that one? You think it had caught my eye?
I know.
Not make B or not the B.
I know. The name that's true, Brad. The name of the college was left out of that headline though. What school was represented by their president and took questions before Congress this week?
Say that again.
The headline or the whole question?
Everybody wants to hear it again.
Okay.
That is correct.
The headline is Ilhan Omar questions college president about wet farts attack on anti-Israel students.
I'm going to Google wet farts attack on somebody else's computer.
Yeah.
I think
Wait, you're saying that was a real
That's
headline?
a real
Yeah.
headline.
Mark, how did we both miss that?
I don't know.
I'm saying Columbia.
There's a blank in there. Anti-Israel blank students are the name of the college.
I'd write
is in
down
there.
the O right now. That was Columbia University.
Columbia?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right.
It was Columbia University.
At least
come
I
down
knew
to
the
the
news
wire.
part of that.
Yes, you did.
I think he was.
Wait,
what was
seven,
that number 7?
That's 7. He didn't block you.
Oh.
Oh, now who's cheating?
This is for the game. It's 4-4.
Okay.
And if X gets the square,
Yeah, I
with
probably
Sue-
should have taken 1, right?
I don't know.
Strategically.
Mark, I think it all works out in the.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, it's all about this.
Can we just hear the songs again?
Number 3.
30
Paul
more minutes of
McCartney.
single
Okay.
seconds of songs.
Number 1, and I'm going to go with
I'm all that's left.
Brad.
Hey,
so
Brad.
Say it like that.
I'm all that's left.
Brad, surprise, you got the audio whoopee.
All right.
All right, okay, here we go with
Yay,
some sound from across the pond, Brad. A Donald Trump
Is this a trucker?
endorsement of sorts. Good callback.
No?
Here you go. Here's the
Sorry.
sound.
The
Start it over.
fjords.
The fact is the West has shown too much weakness. Taking the sanctions off Iran, trying to renegotiate a nuclear deal, I believe that was the wrong strategy. And actually, the free world felt safer when President Trump was in office because those leaders were afraid of what Trump might do.
Not a trucker.
Maybe.
Brad, we don't know yet. Brad, who is speaking and saying Trump had good foreign policy?
Ooh. So that's definitely UK. So former UK Prime Minister Liz Truss.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I have no idea.
So this is a
And
guess
the only
for
thing,
the win or the
yeah,
loss?
it's a total guess.
This is a seesaw right here. It's all
Do you know it?
hinging.
Do you know it?
I do
do
not
you know
know
it,
it.
Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Look at
ans-
Fred.
my
Like,
Fred
I know
knows
it.
it.
I know it. I do. I do.
Fred, my answer was going to be
He's so big.
every English accent female guest that we have on the show sounds like that.
Yes.
Right. And we love that,
Yes.
but I
Brad,
don't know
do
who
you
it is
feel
exactly.
good about it?
I feel good about it.
Okay, then I'm going yes.
She's going yes because Brad feels good about it.
Yep.
And that is the correct decision.
Brad.
Oh, thank you, Brad.
I do not
Excellent
like
job.
losing.
Brad, that was excellent. That was really good.
I
Thank you,
pulled that
Brad.
audio earlier in the week.
Yes, you did.
Oh, there's cheating right there.
You might say, Fred, that producers have a certain set of skills.
We have a thing.
Yeah,
There's
you're
a
right.
lot of knowledge that goes on in producing a show. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. maybe come back sometime for some vindication, Mark?
I'm pissed.
Okay.
I don't like losing.
Take it out on the round table.
I will.
Fred.
I will.
All right.
Promise
Yeah,
you.
please.
Let us
No,
have
I'm
it all.
listening.
Thanks, you
So,
guys, for
thank
having
you.
us.
We
Thanks for
need
having
to
us.
have you guys on for the Price is Wrong, Mark.
Okay.
Yes.
And have that try
that
our
would be
game.
fun.
The only problem with that is we do that in the 4 o'clock hour typically.
Everybody's gone.
Yeah, you guys are gone, but we should do that. And we're going to
Not
George Gray's in town. We're going to do it soon.
Yeah, we know how hard it is to get people in the 2 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock on a Friday. All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Fred, thank
thanks.
you. We're going to take a quick break. More Annie Fry Show after this.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 500 and get 15% off your first purchase with code 500, like the Lumi Starter Pack, Acidified Body Wash, or new Lumi Plus Sweat Control. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 500 for 15% off your first purchase. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 500 to save 15% today.
Baseball is back, basketball is heating up, and the NFL Draft is right around the corner. Listen to the latest on the teams you love with the free Odyssey app. The biggest sports radio stations in the country, providing unrivaled local coverage of their teams, all in one place. Exclusive interviews with players, coaches, and team executives, streaming live and always available on demand. Stay in the know with your favorite teams with Odyssey. AUDACY. Download the free Odyssey app today.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-699-1059. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-699-1059. That's 800-699-1059. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's your favorite 4-letter word? Chances are you've said it more than a few times dealing with this crazy world we live in. But at Compass Retirement Solutions, our 4-letter word of choice is hope. Hope for a better tomorrow. And hope that your retirement plans don't take a back seat. You've watched inflation soar. And maybe your retirement future feels a little uncertain right now. But all hope is not lost. Find out exactly how much risk you're still taking with your investments. Find out how you may be able to save big on taxes. And find out how having a written retirement plan just might give you the hope you've been looking for. Call today to set up a meeting. 314-373-1598. That's 314-373-1598. Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services but does not provide tax advice. Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory firm in Missouri and Illinois. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Gain peace of mind that your flooring and carpet installation will be done right the first time when you hire the experts at Michael's Flooring Outlet. They give all their clients attentive personal service, even bring toys for the kids of the household. It's a family-owned and operated business for 25-plus years. They make sure you make the right choice for your home. So if you have carpets or hard floors, you're going to be happy for years to come. 3 convenient locations in St. Charles County, 116 Main Street, in Old Town St. Peters at Mid-Rivers and Highway 70, in West County on Olive, and the store in Darden Prairie. Michael's Flooring Outlet, IGotFloor.com.
You're listening to the Annie Fry Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at GSLHonorFlight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
I listen to 97.1 on the Odyssey app.
Download it. It's easy.
Yeah, it's super easy.
To listen to 97.1 FM Talk, no matter where you are. Your home for conservative talk. 97.1 FM Talk. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So much fun playing X's and O's with the crew from the Mark Reardon Show. We had Fred Bonnemer, the producer, Mark Reardon, and Sue Thomas in here. I think Abby was out there working away at making the show happen, as producers generally do. But really fun to have them in there. If you missed that, you can go back and watch it on YouTube. You can certainly listen on the Annie Fry Show podcast. I wanted to share this. I'm sharing the video of it because I know this is radio, but if you're watching us or if you watch this back, the video just lends a little extra something to it. People joke about furries, and I never know, like, if when I hear, I'm just going to say people talking about it, like how much of it is not like a realistic conversation. If it's more of a like theory.
Furry theory.
This is a real video from a news report, and it's unbelievable to listen to this news reporter interview someone in a full dog costume.
Oh, I'm here for this.
Have
I
you
haven't heard.
seen
No,
this?
I haven't seen this at all.
Thank you. This is Strudel, a member of the furry fandom.
Good name.
Though they've been a furry for over a decade, they have their own opinions.
It's crazy that it's escalated to this point where these kids are being so distracting to their peers that their peers want to stage a walkout. So to have...
Can I just add here, while you're listening to this, it sounds muffled.
Yeah, they didn't put the mic in the costume.
No, because it's like if you went to a Midwest theme park and you were greeted by a dog in a costume. But no, this is ABC News 4.
You know, the next generation kind of muddy our name and not represent it very well. It is kind of disappointing.
Strudel believes there should be some limits.
Continue doing things you like, continue dressing up, continue making art, but maybe let's keep it outside of school hours.
As for the school, Sorensen says they have one main goal.
We want every student to feel safe when they come to school, and we want students to get along. In fact, we want adults to get along.
Okay, so the district says they've worked with some students whose dress and appearance they say might be disruptive to the school environment.
Oh, you don't say. Can you imagine, like...
The school's mascot is in the room.
I don't think it's the mascot.
That's what it looks like.
Is this real life?
I don't know what's happening.
People talk about furries and people talk about the existence locally. I've heard people locally say, you know, there's kind of that like ha-ha joke thing about litter boxes in the bathrooms and stuff like that. I don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah,
I
don't
know
either.
what to believe. I don't even need to, like, listen, I am a mother. I am anxiety ridden kind of as my job, to anticipate, to worry about the things that I can help with before they become a burden to my children, or to worry about the fact that my kids are going to have to face adversity and I'm going to hope that they get through it right. What am I supposed to do about this? Strudel is on the news.
Is Strudel, do we call?
Don't ask me questions like I have answers.
Do
You
we
can
call
throw them
this
into the
person
world.
a dog, or do we call it a person who's dressed like a dog. Like, I don't know where the line is. And also, what is Strudel? They trying, what are they complaining about? Because I hear a couple things here. One of them is that the next generation is not treating them well, but I don't know what that means.
Strudel is a moderate furry.
Is that real?
Yes. Strudel is saying that the next generation of furries are giving
too extreme?
Are giving furries a bad rep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this thing is like folding in on itself.
So Strudel, the person dog, does this all the time and has for a long time.
Don't know anything about the extent or how involved they are in it.
Are they in school?
No, I think Strudel has graduated.
Strudel's not in school anymore. She's worried.
Well, that's what
worried.
I would surmise that from their conversation saying the next generation.
So Strudel is worried that the next generation that is currently in school is not accommodating other students enough. Like, they're too extreme.
Strudel's a boomer furry.
And they're trying.
This is next generation of furries. No saving them.
So the next generation is demanding too much from the school.
I think that Strudel is complaining that their behavior in the school is distracting, and that puts a bad light on the rest of the community.
I understand.
Not dressing up and pretending you're a dog or
KTVX. This is via Yahoo News. Several students and adults participated in an hours-long walkout from Utah's Mount Nebo Middle School on Wednesday. The reason for the protest? Furries. The petition was started online on Sunday with an initial target of 500 signatures, a number of signatures that was reached by Wednesday, prompting the goal to increase to 1,000 signatures. The description for the petition says that the administration of the school should more strictly enforce the district's dress code. I like that angle. Specifically, supporters of the petition are trying to get stronger enforcement for the following section of the dress code: jewelry, accessories, tattoos, hair, facial hair, and other elements of a student's appearance that draw undue attention. Strudel's just trying to live his or her they's life. Undue attention, distract, disrupt, or otherwise interfere with the learning atmosphere at school or at school activities and events, or that create a health, safety, or welfare issue are prohibited. Why did the students protest furries? Videos of the protest were shared on social media of Main Street Media Utah. Students who walked out expressed some of their grievances, even called for the expulsion and banning of the furries. This is a real conversation.
This is really happening.
This is a real, this is real. When Bartholomew asked if their parents knew they were out protesting, the students answered with a resounding yes. No sugar, Sherlock. Several children can be seen holding signs reading, quote, "Compelled speech is not free speech." Another was holding a sign that said, "I will not comply." And another sign said,
with furries.
"We just wanted to learn." The students said that there are attacks from the furries every day.
They're attacking them?
But we're unsure of how many furries were actually at the school, shouting out numbers ranging from 5 to 100 students who identify as such.
That's a lot of students, and they really can't pin down that number very well, 5 to 100.
Well, they can't learn because they're being distracted.
The school's furry population is accused of biting, scratching, spraying air freshener on, barking at, and chasing other students. A student said, "We're standing up for what we believe is right." Private school now! Go find yourself a parochial school, a charter school. Get another job if you have to get another job. This is like, can you fix this?
Look, the kids who are the conservative-ish leaning kids that were holding the signs saying compelled speech is not free speech, I got some real good advice for you. Embrace this. Embrace this to its full extent. Argue for their rights and watch the whole house of cards come collapsing down.
How does that work?
I don't know, but I'm here to watch it.
Heck no. Sorensen is an administrator. A lot of information that's been put out there is completely incorrect and inaccurate. Sorensen said there may have been issues with harassment or students making others feel uncomfortable or safe. He said most of the claims online are false. How many have to be true in order for us to go, this is not normal?
This is really happening.
This isn't okay. ABC4 is interviewing a Mickey Mouse of sorts.
Yeah, that's a dog. Or a dog costume.
That's a Goofy. Or a Pluto. Is Goofy a dog? Goofy's a dog, right?
Yeah, Goofy's a dog. Beagle. Yeah, it is.
I don't believe you. I'm just wondering if it was a cow. It's like Pete.
Pete is also a beagle, I believe.
Pete's a cat.
Oh, that. Okay.
Oh, the other Pete.
Oh, Pete the cat is a cat. Yeah.
I'm talking Pete at the other middle school in this town.
Oh, okay.
Quote, today we had some students and parents choose to exercise their right to assemble and do a little protest for what they perceived was something that was happening in the school. It's actually not something that's been occurring. He said the reports of students dressing as animals are a little bit inaccurate.
A little bit?
I need more.
Wait, could you wear the skirt and the normal shirt over the costume and be like, look, I'm complying with the dress code?
Saying students, and I've heard of this, wearing headbands with ears are similar to students wearing bows and sports jerseys. Sorensen said dressing up is, quote, just what students of this age do.
Disagree.
We all went through this phase.
No, we didn't.
Gonna ease up on the Wii.
Got a mouse in your pocket?
I like the fact that this one is saying, look, some of these furries are getting pretty extreme.
Some of them aren't. Some of them are very docile and housebroken.
Look, over here in
The kind
Belleville
you
West,
really
this is
wanna
the kind
have.
of furries we are. Those Belleville East people are weird.
What does a furry have to say, according to this Yahoo News article? Quote, it's from Strudel. Utah in general has a pretty good nerd culture. And while furry is still a little bit fringe in that, we are generally pretty accepted. Strudel said kids, quote, latch on to things really easily.
No kid. Yeah. Yeah. If I saw a person walking around in this in the park, I'd smile.
And can
It's
see how
cute.
dressing up at school can be distracting. Strudel also said it may be best to keep the two separate. School is for learning. It's a place of education first and foremost. Strudel encouraged the students to keep being creative and to keep pursuing things they like. It's great advice. All you got to do is like it.
I like that they're changing the names too. Like you have to have a dog name. You can't just be like Braden.
Just why'd you pick that name? Strudel also says the main issue appears to be internet safety for children. Quote, sometimes they stumble upon these communities and they're not old enough to really understand what that is or how to behave with it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the
There's
problem.
like some moral, it seems like there's some gray area here.
There's a lot of gray area.
Huh.
The principle's like, all the furries aren't bad.
That's preferential treatment to some furries, though.
Yeah, just the good ones.
Now, I do think that there should be a line. Like, all furries should be accepted, but there should be
This sounds like the logic class you took in college.
Yes, it does.
All furries should be accepted.
Yes, thank
like
you.
the word, all X's are O's. all T's are O's. Are all X's T's? And we're just putting the word furries in and going, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So all furries should be accepted for who they are, but it does seem to me like there should be a line when they start clawing at people, or if they like lift their leg and they start peeing on people.
Is it wrong to say, we're way over, is it wrong to say, this is important stuff though, people. Is it wrong to say you should not be able to dress up like an animal as the way you identify in a place of public education?
I can confidently tell you that no, it should not be. That is wrong to limit their rights.
I don't even know what he said.
It
No,
is
it's
hate.
not wrong.
Is it wrong?
No. Tell them no.
You can't do it.
No, don't do it. No.
Sit.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, not up on the chair.
Get in your kennel.
Off.
I think I'm going to break for you.
Strudel.
Trouble if we haven't already. I'm getting messages. It's time to go. We'll be right back with the answer to today's YouTube poll, which doesn't make me feel like this was a serious conversation.
Don't leave the brownies on the counter. Strudel will get them.
I got a story about that when we come back. It's a current story. And it's not Strudel, it's Rosie.
It's a dog.
That's my dog.
Okay.
Like,
all dogs
my
are
dog
equal.
is a real dog. No, my dog is a real dog, an Australian Shepherd. And it has to do with my birthday. I'll tell that story when we come back. Don't go away.
This is the Annie Fry Show.
Watch me dance, dance the night away. My
Man, you know what you need this weekend because it is it's a little chillier than it was the last couple of days, but it's still really nice, is a good steak. Go to Andrea's. Two ways to do that. Go to Andrea's restaurant and get a steak there. If you've never been to the famous Andrea's restaurant, there's only one. It's in Fairview Heights, O'Fallon, Illinois. And you will never get a better steak than at Andrea's Steakhouse. So visit them sometime soon. If it's not this weekend, your next occasion, you got to go there. But make an occasion for yourself by getting a jar of Andrea's steak sauce and take that home. I always say, if you get a bad cut of meat, Andrea's steak sauce is the great equalizer. It's a brush-on steak sauce. You can make it while you grill or while you cook. You can put it on. But if you get a really good steak, man, you're just never going to have the level of steak that Andrea's takes it to, no matter what your cut is like. So get a jar of that at Deerberg Schnucks or at Andreas.com.
Outdoor Living Redefined, brought to you by Lakeside Renovation and Design, your trusted partner in crafting stunning decks, inviting screened rooms, and elegant porch overhangs. Imagine enjoying a crisp morning coffee on your beautifully designed deck or hosting gatherings in a spacious screened room. Lakeside turns your vision into reality. Our skilled craftsmen use top-notch materials to create spaces that stand up to the elements and stand out in style. Elevate your lifestyle with Lakeside's outdoor living expertise. Visit our showroom or call Lakeside Renovation and Design today.
Leaving a clean planet for our grandkids matters, and celebrating Earth Day this weekend is a great way to help. Here's how. Phoenix Solutions is hosting an electronics recycling and paper shredding event at Shrewsbury City Hall, Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. It's good for the planet and the loo, too, since this is not just a recycling event, but a food drive for Operation Food Search, helping feed 200,000 people per month. Visit phoenix-solutions.tech for more info. This is a low-cost event made possible by grant funding for the St. Louis Jefferson Solid Waste Management District.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than they're worth in real cash value. Ramp's corporate cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor, and Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/free. Ramp.com/free. RAMP.com/free.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
What better way to support your nutrition than with the multivitamin that was created right here in St. Louis? Neovitin Original Multivitamin was created by St. Louis physician Dr. Abicki to support his own nutrition when he needed it most. Now, Neovitin Original Multivitamin is formulated with sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and Dr. Abicki's proprietary blend to give you nutritional support you won't find anywhere else. Neovitin is now conveniently available through our no-obligation monthly subscription. Cancel or pause at any time, and shipping is free. Support your nutrition with a subscription to Neovitin at neovitin.com today.
Orange juice, pulp or no pulp? It's $2.51. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Reardon Roundtable is coming up, but I got to tell you something. This is going to be tough today because I am so angry that I lost to Sue Thomas in X's and O's. I have to get through that in the next 15 minutes.
This is the Annie Fry Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Fry Show.
Festivals, and you, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from glass.
Anyway,
what was that?
Nothing. I mean, it's all a matter of identification anyway.
I'm genuinely asking because I heard something was happening there, and I was like, oh, I'd turn that up a little bit.
Pulp or no pulp?
Pulp or no pulp? No
You know what they say you have to have in order to drink pulp?
Teeth? Cojones? I don't know.
No, I don't think anybody says anything about it. We've
you know
made
what you gotta have to
it.
drink pulp in your orange juice? Some cojones.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about that story that we were just doing on that furry, it's a Utah middle school. The furry's name is Strudel.
Mhm. She's a German girl.
German Shepherd.
Quite the tart.
Are we going to get in trouble?
If she was a husky, she'd go by Bjorn.
Be a truck driver. Know all about the Fords.
Not Fords.
Fjords.
Fjords.
Ford trucks.
Yeah, fjord trucks. There.
How do you
end a show?
You can't, if a kid is experiencing something, and when we were kids, what was being goth the equivalent to being a furry today?
Yes.
I mean, is it the same? It's like the same mental thing.
Yeah.
And I don't mean mental in a negative way.
It's
but
the
it's like
outsider thing.
It's an identification. It's a shock value thing. If you wanted to be grunge, was before goth. I think goth came after grunge a little bit.
Punk would have been like 70s. It's the same thing.
Punk was 70?
Yeah.
Funk?
Punk. Not funk.
I don't know if punk
If
being
people
in the
dressed
70s.
up like funk. Yeah, late 70s was very punk. That's when it would have been hitting. 80s would have been maybe high school punk. But it's all the same thing. It's the same, like, I'm going to rebel against whatever's normal and push the boundaries, and they're allowing me to do it here, so I'm going to do it.
So how do you let your kid hang up their furry costume at night in their bedroom?
Now you're talking about the logic of the parent. And I think we've crossed a bridge now into
like Jackie says,
I don't know the answer to that
no,
question.
it's not the same. Those are hair and clothing styles. This is a strange kink that doesn't represent human behavior. I think, like Jackie, what I'm thinking is that it starts at the same path. And this is where we are right now. And when she uses the word kink, that's the same thing that we were talking about in the news story where Strudel says, there's an online community that these young people, it's a very sexual thing. That's where this comes from. And that's where we have imploded on our culture, that a child, teenager, adolescents need to express themselves. They all need to express themselves. And everybody at that age expresses themselves through the clothes that they wear. If you dress like a jock, if you dress like a preppy, if you dress like I think preppy is like a new in thing too. But I mean, you could just express yourself however you choose to. You could express yourself as being a slob. Now, in this same scenario, you can also dress in full costume as an animal. It's not normal. I don't understand. I mean, I understand a parent who's like, I don't love that my kid is wearing all black every day and wearing heavy black makeup and like all that stuff. I could see how you would be wanting to steer your kid away from that. I don't feel like you could just will it. If my kid were bringing a costume home and into school and stuff like that, I wouldn't just want my kid to change. There would be more action taken.
Yes. That's why the majority of kids are not dressing up like furries.
I can't believe how close the orange juice vote is.
Let's hear it.
56% no pulp. 44% say pulp. I thought that it would be much more in the no pulp.
Oh, really? I thought the opposite. Even
Really?
though I am no pulp, I thought pulp would win.
All right. Well, now that we've put that to rest.
Yeah, thanks.
Mark Reardon, Sue Thomas, Fred Bottomer, Abby, all coming up next here on the 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis is home for conservative talk and the Reardon Roundtable. Don't go away.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you have past IRS issues. And now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-260-6120. That's 314-260-6120. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Life is challenging and ever-changing. Take control with passive income through real estate investing.